You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
All right, perseverance. Perseverance is key.
Hey, remember when I said it wasn't my fault? It was definitely my fault.
But you know what?
I'm new at this.
We made it to the other side.
That's right.
And here we are. I'm proud of us. We didn't give up. We didn't give in. And we lived to tell the tale. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. -1. Dana upped and left town for a couple days. So taking his place this morning and doing an incredible job so far.
Off to a fantastic start.
Is our Priggity program director, Derek Madden. Derek, thanks for taking the bullet on this one. I don't even care what happened a few minutes ago. I don't care.
We're here now. That's what's important.
We're here now. It's par for the course around here. You think this button does this, but it does that.
I think you hit those fours. Take those fours out there.
I'm going to hit you right in the fours.
There we
How's
go.
that?
That's much better.
Yeah, all right. There we go.
Oh, yeah. That's way better.
We're just trying to get things figured out. We'll get there. I'm just happy that we made it on air. Hope everyone's feeling like $100 out there. Welcome to the program. Most of you should be familiar with Derek. He's joined us once or twice, and we've had a pretty good time. At least I think.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty good time.
I was better at hitting the buttons last time, I think.
Well, they keep changing crap over there. It's not your fault.
As a matter of fact, last time you sat in, Josh and I even pulled Derek aside and said, hey, bruh, why don't we just go ahead and add you to the roster? We said, would you ever consider morning radio? And he said, absolutely not.
Your lifestyle's not conducive to this lifestyle.
I am not a morning person.
No.
And also, what just happened 5-10 minutes ago, that's normal around here. You don't need that friggin' aggravation in your life. So he said, when we asked him, why don't we just add you in with the rest of us? Just join the And he said, absolutely not, and F you for even bringing it up.
HVAC/R and stuff, Jesus said, can you please let Derek know, if it wasn't for his sexy voice and position of power, most of us would be totally pissed off this morning.
It stung a little bit when you turned us down, but we appreciate your honesty.
I did say I would be happy to drop in every now and again.
Yeah, you did.
And
now
here
and
you
again.
are. Yeah, here you are.
So you're really, honestly, I don't care what happened 5 or 10 minutes ago because it happens all the time around here. We're working with garbage. But really, you're owning it up and saying it was your fault?
Yeah, it was me.
Write that down, Ashley.
I will.
He owes us one.
You know what? I actually do have it written down.
Dana went off to Buffalo, New York. He's been, as a lot of you know, he's been cosplaying as a Buffalo Bills fan for the last couple of years. He went all the way out there to watch a live Buffalo Bills ball game.
Didn't go well.
Did they lose the ball game?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh, no, the Buffalo Bills lost. That was their first loss of the season, was it not?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, for Christ's sake, that's funny.
How bad? What was the score?
23-20.
Last second. They lost on the last second.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so it wasn't like a total gong show.
That's funny. The sumbitch flew
Like
all the
the
way
start
out.
of our show today.
Yeah, I know.
He flew all the way out there and
Yeah, that sucks.
watched them lose. Okay, we can bust his balls about that. So there you go. Did anyone have a good weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Good weekend.
No complaints. Your godson right now, his football team is 1-1 at U.S. Bank Stadium. They were lucky enough.
U.S. Bank that's the new Metrodome.
That is the new Metrodome. They were lucky enough to go out there. A lot of the teams, like kind of in the area, got to go play a couple games at U.S. Bank Stadium. It was sweet.
Oh my God!
You could no lines for the bathroom. A sparse crowd, believe it or not.
Do you have to pay to go to that, Josh?
Yeah, like to buy tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $25. But we parked directly across the street. I was prepared. I've been saving up for the parking. It was $5.
Whoa.
$5 for 24 hours.
What
so
a
we could have
steal.
got drunk watching these kids play. And it would
Did
only
you?
been $5. No, they didn't serve alcohol. No alcohol.
You went and saw a ball game at the new Metrodome. Was that your first visit to that joint?
No, I've been there many times, but actually only one time for a Vikings game. I went to a preseason Vikings game, but I've been to Monster Jam a couple times. I love those home and garden and car shows.
Oh.
Done that before.
Of course you have.
But what a cool opportunity. My oldest, he was able to play at the X with hockey. And, I don't remember that when we were kids that they'd let us go play at the Dome or the Met Center or anything like that. But you played youth sports. I did not.
Yeah, I mean, I got to play at St. Paul Civic Center as a kid. Met Center, the old Metrodome, they were reserved for, what do you call it in the business? District championships and things like that. You know what I'm talking about? The playoff games.
They play the high school championships there at US Bank Stadium. Do that.
Mariucci, got to play. Yeah, we did have those opportunities.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Josh tells me that the fall colors are popping these days. That's
hopefully we're not at the peak, because I'd still like a little opportunity to get out there. But, yeah, they're popping.
Speaking of weekend activities, Josh tells me that the fall colors are, quote, popping.
How was your reunion? 35 years.
Wonderful.
Okay, yeah. Somebody texted in and said they saw you out there. Looked like you're having a good time.
Somebody saw me out
there.
Yeah,
they were at the bar you were at.
Oh.
And they wanted to know how much ass did the guy in the monocle crush? Was there a guy with a monocle?
No way, dude.
Boy, there was someone keeping an eye on us. How much ass did the guy in the monocle crush?
By the end of the night, how many girls did he go home with?
My 35th high school reunion over the weekend, there was one of my classmates who wore a monocle. Well, let me ask you a question in return, Josh. How much ass does any guy wearing a monocle usually crush?
Well, there's a level of sophistication that suggests, correct?
Yes.
Well, this guy probably has an advanced college degree, at the very least a master's degree.
Like, I can only think of one other character who ever wore a monocle, and that was the dude from Monopoly.
Yeah.
Did he look like he had ass?
Did Mr. Peanut wear a monocle?
Mr. Peanut also wore a monocle. So you combine those two guys. How much trim do you think they were pulling home?
Well, I'm guessing maybe he got a little bit. I mean, because there's some factors here at play. But so first, I want to know what do you pair with a monocle? Tweed,
dude,
a peanut shell,
a top hat for sure.
Oh yeah, top hat. Do you have a cane?
You're asking the wrong guy. But wow, someone was keeping an eye on us, because yes, there was one of my classmates walking around with a monocle.
So it was a classmate.
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking, well, there's 35 years. There's probably been marriages and divorces in there of the people that showed up.
Plenty.
Maybe there's a couple ladies that have been a little lonely, and we're hoping to meet up with somebody. Perhaps it was lightly attended. Maybe some of the other options.
Let me ask Ashley a question. Let's say you are single again, and on the loose with the drinking and the drugs. Hey, damn near every one of us has had a rude awakening in the morning where you look to your left, sometimes your left and your right, and say, you see the people lying in bed next to you, right? And you say, oh, my God, what have I done? How fast do you run away from the scene, Ashley, if you wake up next to a man wearing a monocle?
No, man. The monocle stays on during sex.
Is it a comedy monocle, or what was the... Was it an intention?
I have
monocle?
To be honest, Josh, I only very briefly interacted with the guy wearing the monocle at the very end of the night.
Did you remember him from high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I did not notice until the very end of the evening that was his gimmick, and I still haven't really processed that moment. I wish I could tell you more about the guy in the... He's a nice guy. I remember him, absolutely, from school. Still see him around once in a while.
Well, what else was he wearing?
He also was wearing... I have no idea.
I mean, so it wasn't nothing. It wasn't anything that stood... He wasn't wearing like a cape or something.
His haircut was quite original.
Okay.
But other than that, I know the guy. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I would have spent some more time with him. I could fill in some gaps here. Yes, Derek.
You didn't get off hey, dude, what's with the monocle?
I remember saying something about it, yes. And I think that's what he was going for.
I
had to say something about it in the brief interaction.
So you've noticed.
Yeah.
Monocle. Oh, yes, my monocle.
Colonel Clink, people are texting in from the old, what was the name of that show?
Hogan's Heroes? Yeah.
I got to say, I think I would be drawn to the man in the monocle. I'd have to know more about it.
Yep,
What's
same
going
here.
on with the monocle?
I would be focused on him all night long.
I would also wonder if it was some sort of high-tech pervert spying device. It's recording, and it has X-ray vision and things like that. I'd be very curious as to what's going on there.
I wish I would have noticed earlier in the evening that that this guy was wearing a monocle, and I'd have all kinds of information for you, but it was just...
All right, the person who saw you and said, it's the Senator Jesus, the person that saw you with the monocle, said his haircut was interesting.
Yeah.
You've described that correctly.
Yeah, it was an interesting haircut. But at least he's got something to cut.
Yeah.
So,
lucky bastard.
unlike myself, oh, God. Yeah, we had a great time at the reunion. Thank you for asking. I always love those events. Got into the beers, and hell, I was out past midnight.
How was your walk? I saw that your wife posted a picture of you and Gertie, your adorable dog, on Facebook, and you look buff in that shirt they had you wearing.
It's a tight shirt.
Yeah, I was like, what?
It's a tight shirt.
Nick doesn't dress like that.
Yeah, they handed out T-shirts. Yeah, I had the busiest weekend in town. Saturday morning, a friend of mine's son has been going through some cancer issues, so we decided to join this cancer walk around Como Park. And it was a massive crowd. We walked, I think it was 3 miles around the lake. And, here's the good part. We weren't out to prove a damn thing. We walked casually, if not even a pace or two slower than casually. But it was a little warm, on Saturday. But had a good time.
Did you notice anybody who was taking it a little bit seriously?
Well, there were runners.
Did they seem competitive or just like, hey, we're out here for a good
just
cause?
a few of them seemed, they were running their asses off.
Yeah.
So
every one of those I've been to, there's been competitive walkers or people that kind of forget it's a charity event and they want to win that.
Yeah, there were folks out there who were driven to win, but I understand why, because there was a runner's division where it was ready, set, go, run your ass off. And then the rest of us just kind of beep, 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 along. We had a good time. But yeah, they handed out T-shirts. There's a little bit of a different style there in the walking and running community. It's a pretty tight T-shirt.
So tight.
Made me look buff.
It did, yeah.
Appreciate that. By God, you better be listening at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., noon skis, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. That is if you want to crack at $1,000. You got yourself 5 different chances each day to win $1,000 starting right now. Here's your shot as part of the 5K a day giveaway. Text right now the national keyword. Text the national keyword PAY, P-A-Y, to 95819 to enter for a chance to win. We'll sext you back to confirm your entry. Data and messaging rates may apply. Please don't be a friggin' jabroni by texting and driving. Good luck with the 5K a day. And again, this is your first of 5 different cracks at it. So, oh my damn!
Hey, speaking of winners, our Purple Pick'em guy won on Sunday or yesterday.
We should probably give this guy a telephone call later on in the day, if in fact we have that capability around here.
Yeah, someone's definitely gonna have to show me how to do that.
Yes, after
I was so nervous for him.
What Josh is referring to is, our Purple Pick'em Challenge. Every Friday we get a listener on the air to predict the halftime score and the final score of the Minnesota game. And dude called it correctly. A dude by the name of Matthew from Montrose, as far as I know, he's in line for some money, another $1,000. He correctly predicted a 10-7 halftime score. And there he goes. So maybe we'll try to get him on the telephone later. Congratulations. That's our first winner of the football season.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd win the whole thing, but $1,000, that ain't bad.
You were a little nervous for the guy?
Yes, so nervous.
When? Like after he already got the halftime score or even before that?
No, I really wanted him to get the halftime score. So maybe the last minute of the first half. I was sitting there. I was like, come on, don't don't get the touchdown. Don't get the touchdown.
It's
Kick
like
it for a
you're
field
rooting for
goal.
the under all of a sudden once the guy's like on the number.
Exactly.
Good for Matthew.
Yeah, he still predicted a win, so you didn't have to cheer against your team, but that would have been awesome.
Matthew from Montrose, the damn Trose.
So, Derek, you're in the know. Let's say he would have won the whole thing. He gets that $100,000. He goes to the big game and everything. Is that a contest we never, ever do again after
No,
that?
actually, like they keep it. You said that with a lot of hope.
Well, I just... No, I didn't mean like that. I just assumed, well, we're going to lose some coworkers around here. There's certain budgets are going to be cut.
He did sound like that was wishful thinking.
You're like, where is the money coming from?
Yeah,
Or
just a little curious.
Whose salary are we taking it out of?
Exactly. I've got a kid going to college in a few years.
Look, I don't want to let you behind the curtain too much, but there's an insurance company that handles payouts.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. Nice.
So we're good. We're
Okay,
good.
F me running.
Yeah.
That was fun. We're happy for the kid.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Oh, wow. So we're just getting started here. Monday morning. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder will join us at 7:30. Josh, real quick before we take a break, you're admittedly kind of a nervous guy.
I can be.
Social situations specifically.
Social situations it's what gets me.
To be specific, social situations make it. Derek, how would you rate yourself on a 1 to 10 in a social situation? Pretty confident guy, are you?
Yeah, I'd say I'm like a 7 or 8.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Ashley, you have very little fear, I think, in social situations, right?
Yeah, I'm very outgoing.
I'd
Okay,
put
good.
you at a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
Now, back to my high school reunion. I saw something right as we walked into the joint where I damn near called 911. But I think we can just probably chalk it up to nerves. And this individual made it he made it through the entirety of the night, but I came very close to calling an ambulance. I'm not trying to kick my bro Wang around too much. You know, Wang's my bro, and that's who I went to the reunion with, Wangski and I.
You don't want to kick a Wang when he's down.
No.
No, it's against guy code.
That's dirty pool when you kick a Wang when it's... Wang and I got dropped off at the party so we could get ourselves good and drunk. And I'm sitting, we had like a Uber driver type character. I'm sitting side by side with Wang in the vehicle all the way from my house to the venue, which was 15 minutes away, right? He's fine. Wang's fine. We get out the car. We're at the venue. The 10 seconds it takes us to walk from the car to the front door of the venue, he's completely fine. I remember looking at him. We're talking. We walk into the venue. We're trying to figure out where the party's at. Maybe we walked around the venue for 1 minute before we realized, we have to go upstairs for the party. We go up to the top of the stairs. So a total of like 2 minutes has gone by from when we were sitting in the vehicle and we've arrived at the party, right? I dish out a couple hugs to some gals from my class, and I hear one of the gals in my class who was looking at Wang say, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I look over, and Wang has absolutely soaked through his shirt with sweat. He's pouring sweat, and he has soaked through his shirt. I'm telling you,
It's so bad.
no more than 2 minutes has gone by. And I said, "Holy balls, Wang, are you okay?" And he says, "I'm fine. I'm totally fine."
It's so bad that some lady called him out for it.
So,
Yes.
and that was nerves, not alcohol.
See, no, we hadn't had a single
Nor
beer yet.
pre-gaming or anything.
No. And Wang's not the kind of guy he's not a big drinker by any stretch. I'm telling you, he either had a stroke and he should have been immediately hospitalized, or just, I don't know, some nerves kicked in.
Was it a lot of stairs?
No. And the place was air-conditioned beautifully. It was like 10 or 12 stairs. I'm telling you.
Has he had a recent trip out of the country? Was it malaria or something like
There
that?
were a lot of malaria jokes going around, and then he dried up, and it was fine. But I'm telling you, it was the kind of sweat you would accumulate from, I don't know,
Jogging on a treadmill.
or a kickboxing match or something. It was unbelievable. We still don't know. I'm just guessing. He must have just got a little nervous.
Was he wearing a white shirt?
No, it was some kind of silly-looking plaid collared shirt. He's not the best dresser, Wang. But it was just my guy. So, I mean...
This is the Wang that I've met before?
Yeah.
He seems kind of like a cool character.
Oh, no, that must not have been Wang. Have you ever cut loose with a sweat like that before?
Sometimes, you know what's got me? Like cringy memories where I'll think of something and all of a sudden I feel my body heat kind of rise.
Yep.
But nothing like that. I've never sweat out.
So it was kind of funny. For the first half hour of the party, we're kind of checking on Wang's vitals now and again to see if he was okay. I mean, it came and went. He was fine. But I ain't kidding you. It was... Jesus
Is he better
Christ.
if he has a couple of drinks? Does that kind of calm him down?
Yeah, I think so, like anybody else. But it was just something to see. I had to share that with you. I don't know what the hell happened. All right.
I hope he wasn't thinking this was Saturday.
Yes.
I hope he hasn't been thinking all weekend, please don't bring that up on the radio. Please don't bring That'll cause a guy to sweat.
Well, the monocle guy also, he's thinking, oh, great, I tried out my new bit, the monocle. Doesn't sound like they like the monocle, he's saying to himself.
It's like I should have gone with all the sweat.
Yeah. Who do I want to be? The monocle guy?
Yeah, the sweat guy made it on the radio.
Or the sweat guy? F me. I've known Wang for 40 years. I've never seen that happen before. It was just out of this world. All right. You're a dynamite crowd. We appreciate you joining us on this friggin' Monday morning. When we come back, we will dive headlong into the stupid news report. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled to Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to Bombas.com and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO at checkout.
Stupid news on the Half-assed Morning Show.
All right. I'll tell you what, we're loaded up and ready for today's stupid news report. But first, I got a little update here on our casino gangbang, where you can join us in a couple of weeks out at St. Croix Casino, Turtle Lake. Go to our website. We might still have a room or two available. Am I right about this? What the hell's the date today?
Today's the 6th.
Couple weeks.
Like 10 days from today, I believe.
Yeah. Jesus, balls. We're coming up on that fast. Next, is it? So was that next Thursday?
Next Thursday. Yeah.
Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're all heading out to St. Croix Casino, Turtle Lake for nothing but laughs. A celebrity guest has contacted us this morning. Chase Archer Evans, otherwise known as the Ring Ding Bah Guy. We have there he is. The notorious, the infamous Ring Ding Bah Guy, Chase Archer Evans. We talked to him on the air a couple, 3-4 weeks ago. I mean, we fell in love with the bit. We fell in love with the guy. He texted, because we invited him to come out. And I don't know, things are looking iffy. He says, I'm really excited for the Border Bash, but my buddy that was driving bailed on me. So I'm thinking about taking a bus to Minneapolis. This guy's in friggin' Pennsylvania.
Does anyone mind picking him up?
I was just about to volunteer to give him a ride. I was like, nope.
I took a bus to Moorhead once. I'll never, ever do that again. Has nothing to do with Moorhead, but boy, that bus ride was not fun.
Doesn't this guy have a motorbike? I mean,
he does have a motorbike.
Got a friggin' motorbike.
Isn't it cheaper to fly at this point?
Boy, you know what? I'd like to hear his imitation of a bus. Maybe he can give us, like, the air brakes.
Yeah.
He can give us the engine, the doors opening and closing.
So, ring ding bah. He says, my buddy bailed on me. That's the dude who was supposed to be driving. I'm thinking about taking a bus to Minneapolis and then figuring it out the rest of the way when I get there. He says, I'm bad at planning. But
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I can probably make it work. Listen, Chase Archer Evans, don't hurt yourself and don't spend all your friggin' money. We'd love to have you, but we don't want to put you out. If you can make it, don't get me wrong, we'd be very excited. But now I'm worried about this guy.
Maybe you could hitch a ride with Puddle of Mud.
Oh, yeah.
Get in on their bus.
They could swing by. Yeah, that'd be a bus to go on, a tour bus.
Set that up, yeah.
We'll try to give you the telephone number for the guys from Puddle of Mud. But other than that...
Don't let Wes Scantlin drive, for God's sakes. If he's behind the wheel, find a different bus.
Be some good sound effects.
We're happy to hear from you again, Chase Archer Evans. We are. Wing ding bah. But... you know what I'm saying, Josh?
I'd feel terrible. What if he comes out there and like, these guys are really boring.
Yeah.
This sucks. I don't like anything about this.
We even feel kind of guilt-ridden that people are coming from the Twin Cities to Turtle Lake
Yeah,
to
they
hang
have
out
their
with
own
us.
reliable transportation and whatnot.
Do what you can, but we're going to love you regardless. The guy's going through hell here to try to come and see us in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's doing way too much, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll win back all that money and become a millionaire. Who knows? Maybe
Right.
He's good at blackjack.
I just love hearing from the guy. So here we are, getting ready to dive into the stupid news. Dana's got the day off. He went out to Buffalo, New York to watch his fake favorite football team lose on Sunday Night Football. Taking his place today, our program director, Derek. Again, thanks, Derek.
Dana had to take the day off. He was so bummed about their loss last night. He's in mourning.
He's really hurt.
Yeah,
Really hurt.
couldn't come in.
I couldn't really get in on this conversation, but a listener texted in and says, does Derek realize how much he sounds like Kevin Smith from, what's Kevin Smith from again?
Director, Mallrats and Clerks.
Silent Bob, right? Kevin
Yep,
Smith?
Yep.
They say, Derek, you sound like Kevin Smith. Have you been told that before?
I have not. Is it good that I sound like the quiet guy? That seems weird.
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody else said Seth Rogen.
Okay.
I could see that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get involved in the Kevin Smith conversation because I don't have any recollection of what Kevin Smith sounds like, but we'll get to the bottom of this.
Ring ding ba Jesus is checked back in. He says he does not have a driver's license.
Oh.
Airplanes scare him.
Oh.
He's familiar with buses, and he said, I love an adventure.
This is like it's like one of those road trip movies where instead of like the destination is to like get laid at the very end. You're hanging out with us. Yeah.
It really worries me because, like, once you get to Minneapolis, then what, dude?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get to Turtle Lake?
Oh, that's true. You got another hour and a half or something like that after that.
Jump in with a trucker, something like that. Where are you headed, bro?
No.
Turtle Lake. I'm Chase Archer Evans. I'm the ring ding bah guy. Do you recognize the? Again, don't hurt yourself, dude. We love you regardless. All right.
Yeah, we'll meet you someday.
This is a great way to start out this week's run of stupid news nonsense because this is effing funny right here. I don't care who you are. We're starting in the Gator State. Man, I hate that place. A drunk got absolutely tuned up to beat hell. Dude got his lights punched completely out when he walked uninvited into a house that belonged to a professionally trained mixed martial artist.
I love these stories. It combines justice and karma. These are the best. It doesn't always seem like somebody breaks into a business. They don't realize it's a karate school and they're in the middle of a class.
Right.
And about 15 eighth graders beat the crap out of them.
Walked uninvited into a house that belonged to a professionally trained, mixed is how you say it, martial arts fighter. That's all I need to read, and I'm already smiling. That's some piss poor luck right there. But if you're going to F around like that in the middle of the night, walking unannounced into somebody's house, that's what happens, bruh. And I'll tell you, the drunk, his face tells the rest of the story. Is his mugshot up on our website?
Yes, it is.
Am I right? Does his face tell the rest of the story?
Oh, yeah, he lost for
Dude.
sure.
Ouch.
I'm surprised it wasn't worse. This guy must have held back, the mixed martial arts guy.
Did he have that weird cauliflower ear thing with the...
I didn't see a picture of the fighter guy. Did he have those folded over?
Yeah.
I saw him interviewed. I guess I didn't look.
Kind of scarred and lumpy cauliflower ear.
Swole up.
We've mentioned this before. It's a different day and age, and maybe it's kind of going out of style a little bit. But when we were growing up, like, nobody really knew how to fight. There's one or two guys that knew how to fight. And then all of a sudden, when MMA got popular, everybody knew how to fight. Everybody's taking lessons. Everybody's getting into it. It's
a lot
so
of guys.
different.
There's a lot of guys out there, Cubby, that will clean your clock. And I remember when the UFC really gained popularity. Josh, tell me if you saw the same things. For a stretch of about, a year, every bar fight that I saw ended in a what, Josh?
Handshake.
No. Because of the popularity of MMA.
Oh, the MMA thing?
Every fight ended with a rear naked choke. Everyone was showing the world that they know the rear naked choke. It was the most popular move in the world for about 1 year.
And they all started with the guy going, "It's time!"
Yeah. So again,
Before they fight, they each have a walk-up song.
That's right.
Drunk walks into a house, uninvited, and gets his ass handed to him by a mixed martial artist, the sorry sumbitch who got his skull drummed on. He goes by the name of Austin. He's 31, and he's going to jail. MMA dude is called Henry Rojas, and he was just sleeping at home when Dinkus came walking in. I think the story here says that Henry's brother woke him up and told him that someone had just walked into their house.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Henry pops up out of bed from a deep sleep, and he immediately took to beating the tar out of the drunk dude, just like that. He's sound asleep 1 second, the next second, he's just teeing off.
That would be pretty sweet knowing I'm just going to go wake up the biggest badass I know and just wait for that justice to be doled out by your brother.
Yeah, that gives me the chills, like thinking of that scene. Something straight from a movie. He tapes his hands up.
Oh, yeah.
He's out there.
Probably has a cool line before and after the beating.
Yep.
Maybe he tapes up his hands before he goes to bed, just in case he has to.
I miss the days when you could just drunkenly wander places.
Not anymore, bro.
No. I thought this was America, man. What happened?
You're going to end up with a couple of bullet holes depending on the neighborhood.
Listen to this. Oh, this is funny. Ask me about CrossFit. Jesus says, yeah, he remembers the days when MMA took off and everybody wanted to be MMA. I mentioned that every fight ended with a rear naked choke. It was just from one end of town to the other. Ask me about CrossFit. Jesus says, all of those fights also ended with the two guys exchanging affliction T-shirts.
Hey, will you sign my shirt?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, listen to this quote from Henry, the MMA guy, who had to beat a guy near to death the other night because the guy wandered drunk into his house uninvited. Henry said, he said this to the police, "I'm prepared," he said. "I don't like guns. Just God and my hands, that's all I need."
Told you you'd have a cool line.
I wouldn't F around with that guy. Just the way he talks makes me turtle. God and his hands? I don't like people who talk that way. They scare me. Austin with the mangled face, the drunk guy, he insists the whole thing was just a mistake. He told the police that he was hammered and accidentally walked into the wrong house. He was looking for his bro Paul's house, Josh. He never found Paul. But what he found was the beating of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's too bad. I've definitely, 2 times in my life, I walked to the wrong place while intoxicated.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody
bad for
came
the
to the
state.
door either. Right, because if it was just an innocent mistake, that does kind of suck.
Did these two MMA dudes just leave the door unlocked? So, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's a little bit on them.
Maybe they leave the door unlocked just for this occasion, you know? I never walked into the wrong house drunk, but I got in the wrong car once. That was kind of funny. You should have seen the look on the driver's face when I just sat down into their car because I was totally drunk. I thought it was the right motor vehicle. It was not.
I've seen my wife approach the wrong vehicle several times sober, which is always fun. Every once in a while, I'll just let her go and see how far this plays out.
I have drunkenly approached an Uber that was not an Uber.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's easy to do. I get that.
They don't like it, though, when you just plop in their back seat.
Yeah. Just go straight on Hennepin.
Well, you're going to get a bad review, sir. That's hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of folks mistake. Just some sucker pulled over on the shoulder. Well, that must be my Uber.
There's my ride.
Yep. All right, having your motor vehicle repossessed. I haven't had the pleasure.
I had a buddy get his repossessed, and it was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, I know a couple people who have had their vehicles repossessed. It wasn't pretty.
I told you this before. It was immediately after giving his employees a speech on personal responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
They had a meeting, and then they all went to lunch. He's there. He's filling up his truck at the gas station. Here comes a tow truck, and he had it repoed right in front of him. It's perfect.
This was also anything but pretty. In New York, a complete nut job by the name of Russell. He turned the tables on the tow truck driver who came to repossess his vehicle. Russell hopped into the driver's seat of the tow truck and drove both vehicles away.
Put the truck down. Get away from this truck.
Oh, wait a minute. There they go.
Had a good crowd.
There's video going round and round like videos do. There's video of the tow truck being stolen. There was your audio right there. The tow truck was stolen again by Russell. With Russell's pickup only half-ass properly hooked to the tow truck, and this became a massive disaster. So the video shows the original encounter between Russell and the tow truck driver. Russell shows up, sees that his pickup is about to be towed away, and he hollers, "Get the F out of there! Put the truck down! I'm warning you, mother effer," he says. Russell then shoves the tow truck driver and forces his way into the tow truck vehicle. "F him," Russell hollers. "Nobody's taking this truck from me." And he pulls away, driving what is now a stolen tow truck. Problem was, like I said, the pickup was never properly connected to the tow truck. Russell interrupted that process. So the pickup is hanging off all sideways. So when Russell went into a rage and stole the tow truck, when he drove off, his pickup beat the piss out of about a dozen cars parked on the street. Scraping into them, tearing their side mirrors off, and eventually his pickup fell off the tow and rolled over a couple of times.
Nice work, genius.
That escalated.
Like I said, total disaster. Watch the video. It's a lot of laughs. Is that up on our website?
No, it is not, but I'll try to find it and put it up.
I think it is from a little while ago.
Oh, okay.
But maybe you could bump that up. That's got to be kind of a scary job, being a repo person.
Absolutely.
I'd imagine a lot of those end with some pretty pissed off people.
A friend of mine did it for about, a month, and he quit because of exactly what you're hinting at, Josh. These are not friendly encounters 99 times out of 100, and my friend who held that gig down said he was sure he was going to be shot or stabbed. So he said, I'm not doing this anymore.
My uncle did that for, years and years, but he was a very scary gentleman. He was perfect for that kind of job.
Like old AWA wrestler type guy, real big guy?
Yep.
Did he have a lot of facial hair?
Sometimes.
I'm picturing him with a handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Shirt's always a little too tight.
That's what I'm talking about, like an interesting choice for facial hair.
Yes.
This
How
gentleman's
was his rear naked choke?
Yeah.
because that solves a lot of violent issues. This person said, "My dad used to repo cars for a living. He ended up repossessing my stepdad's motorcycle a couple years after my parents were divorced. Little revenge."
That feels good.
Russell, the obviously unhinged bitch who flipped out at the sight of his pickup being towed and stole the tow truck and just ruined everything, including his own pickup. He went to court for this. He's looking at a felony.
What do you do when? So this is all about your pickup.
Yeah.
And your pickup's now flipped over in the street.
Right.
Do you just keep going with the tow truck at that point?
Yeah, you own the tow truck now.
I don't know where he went from there. Do you know where he went from there after he lost his own pickup off the tow?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just didn't really say specifics.
I think I remember. I think he got out of the tow truck and ran like hell.
Yeah, they got him pretty quick after that. But, what do you do? That repo guy's probably not going to want to help him out. You got to call another tow truck, and that's not going to be cheap.
Yeah. Right.
And does he think, hey, shoot, He stole the car. Nothing we can do now. That's fair ups. He's going to get away with this?
Yeah, I don't.
Obviously, in that moment of rage, you're not thinking too many steps ahead.
Now, check this out. This Russell guy has problems. This isn't his first run-in with the authorities, as you might have imagined or guessed already. When the police looked him up, they saw he's been in trouble plenty of times. Here's my favorite. Russell was sued in the year of 2020 for posting false and defamatory statements on Facebook. That's cute, right? We love those Facebook people who...
Yeah.
He was sued for posting false and defamatory statements on Facebook. He accused a man of being a, quote, neighborhood pedophile and predator, okay? The man he was going after online was simply the guy who was, at the time, banging Russell's ex-wife. Oh, who's the guy banging my ex-wife? Oh, Ernie over there? Then he gets online. Ernie is a pedophile and a predator. You friggin' punk.
I did not realize that you could get sued for making false statements on Facebook. I have to imagine we have a lot of commenters who are really nervous right now.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, like
I have
slander, right?
Screenshots, Derek.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's go after him. Repo Man Jesus has texted in. He's a repo man. He knows these repo stories. He said, it isn't as bad as people think. Great way to be offered sex in exchange for the freedom of the car. Now, that's an angle I never considered. I didn't know that they could make those decisions on the fly.
F me. Oh, wow.
I'm sure you get all kinds of interesting offers.
Yeah. Yeah, drugs, sex. Sex and drugs. Josh, what do you think of those motor vehicles, huh? They've come a long way, haven't they?
I'm a fan.
Hell, back in the day, you were riding around in your mama's broken hippie hauler VW bus. Nowadays, cars are driving on their damn own. This is silly as hell. Absolutely silly. A gal living out there in New York City by the name of Alex. Alex kept hearing a crackling noise coming from Summers in her motor vehicle. And it was a newer car. This was no hippie hauler. Alex had bought it new a few years ago. So at first she thought maybe the sound had something to do with Varmint Poontang. What movie? Caddyshack. When she first heard the cracking, she thought maybe it was mice or something like that. Because on one of her last trips to the mechanic dude said he found some mouse turds up and around the engine. So she thought maybe it was an infestation. She kept hearing this cracking or crackling sound in her car everywhere she went. She was about to bust a spring, lose her effing mind until she fingered it out for herself. Sitting in her parked car, frustrated by all this, she noticed something on what they call here the infotainment screen in her car. I don't know what we call it around here, the screen thing where you run the radio and whatnot. Do we call that an infotainment screen?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah. We do.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
I just call it a screen thing.
I also call it a screen, but yes, infotainment. I've heard that several times.
Okay, good. So she's sitting in her car. She noticed something on her infotainment screen. That a fireplace soundscape gimmick had been selected on her screen. This is what it sounds like?
Yeah, this is it.
I had no idea.
Peaceful.
I had no idea. She never noticed that she had accidentally, I'm guessing, selected some fireplace sound to be pumped through her car. So everywhere she went, there was the sound of a crackling fireplace on the car stereo.
Why is that option available?
Yeah, that seems distracting.
Do you guys have soundscapes you can pick on your...
No, I have a 2014.
Oh.
I mean, you could, let's say, I've had it happen where I was watching something on YouTube, and all of a sudden it starts playing through my speakers, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, it'd be, like, let's say I'm watching a lawnmower repair video, and all of a sudden there's a lawnmower sound going when I'm driving, so that's the closest I can
I
see.
know my television at home, I think there's something in there where you can put a fire on the television, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Around Christmas
Netflix
time.
always had, I think you can get those year-round now.
I did not know this was an option on any motor vehicle. F me running, this gal said. There was nothing wrong with the engine. It was just a sound of an imaginary fireplace. She told her story on TikTok. Everyone over there loves it. Folks who chose to comment on the story shared their own stories of embarrassing car-related this and that. One sumbitch said to this Alex lady, he said, "It's okay, don't feel bad." He said, "I took my car to the shop because the check engine light was on. Turns out I just didn't close my gas cap all the way." That's embarrassing.
Oh, that's really common.
You go all the way to the friggin' shop, turn it into a mechanic. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The check engine light. Dude walks over, 2 clicks on the gas cap, and the problem is solved.
I had that happen once.
Mad.
Yeah.
Where it was, I didn't know that had never happened to me before. It was a new lease I had, and I called, and I said, "Hey, my check engine light's on already," and that's the first thing they said. "Did you get gas recently?" Well, yeah, yesterday. Like, close the gas cap, and that was it. That's always the first thing I check now if I ever see a check engine light.
I've never had a vehicle that smart.
Is that right? That's so. Whenever you see a check engine, yeah, I suppose it makes sense nowadays. Start with the little things.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be an indicator, maybe there are on newer vehicles that says check gas cap instead of check engine.
Yeah.
But that was the first question they asked me, is if I got gas recently.
Derek, I've seen your motor vehicle. That thing probably dishes out an HJ, for Christ's sake. That thing, so that's a fancy vehicle.
It's fancy, but it's older, so I don't have a lot of the my infotainment screen.
Okay.
Could use some work.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the bells and whistles.
No.
One of our listeners here says he has his infotainment screen set to the sound of the super long orgasm guy. Everywhere you go, you listen to that guy?
It's peaceful.
Yeah. I can understand it. He's fun to listen to. All right. Effing low-life scammers, man. Scammers everywhere. I'm telling you right now, Cubby, someone's going to get punched in the mouth.
They deserve it.
With these scams running this way, your cell phone, how else do they get us?
Somewhere between getting punched in the mouth and what the beekeeper did. There's a range in there where they should be treated to that.
They come after us on the internet, too, don't they? The scammers. Yeah. That's so many of them. But some of them run old-fashioned scams, like getting paid for a job they never complete. That type of a scam. Check out this ball bag right here. A dude out in Wisconsin, for Christ's sake. He allegedly took more than $21,000 for siding work that was never completed. Boy, that'd be frustrating. Says here, this guy accepted thousands of dollars in payments for materials and labor, but he repeatedly delayed the project with lame excuses.
We had that issue once.
He never finished the job or returned the money. What happened in your case?
It was sort of a storm chaser situation, although this person was vetted by a friend who said, yeah, I've used these guys before, they're great. But it was big storms in the area. Speaking of gas stations, I was at a gas station, and I didn't see one Minnesota plate for about a week. There's people coming from all over the country to do siding and roofs and stuff like that. And these guys took 3 months. We thought for sure we were getting ripped off. We had house wrap on there for like 3 months.
So they kept giving you lame excuses?
Always an excuse, yeah.
Did one of them were they having problems with the elbow?
Nobody mentioned that.
Nothing with the elbow? But they finally did do the job.
Yeah.
Okay. But you waited forever and thought, oh, great.
We thought for sure we were getting scammed.
You had already paid them?
Yep. Well, the insurance company, and we paid the insurance company.
So this guy accepted thousands of dollars in payments for materials and labor, repeatedly delayed the project with lame excuses, never finished the job, never returned the money. That's just great. I'll tell you the guy's name who pulled this shady crap. And I got his age, too. He's 44 years old. And his name is Matthew Loser.
Perfect.
You're screwed from day one.
That's very funny. Matthew Loser.
Marked at birth.
Would you pronounce it something different?
Yes, I would.
Loser. Yeah, Lose.
It is Lose or Lozaire. That's what it is. That's all there is to this one. The guy's name is Matthew Loser, end of story.
Sounds like he is one.
It's going to be a great father-son chat early on. Son, we come from a long line of Luzes.
Oh, man. That's good. I had to laugh my ass off at the house here a few days ago. I got the little squirrel-like dog at the house, a little Yorkie. And I got a big old cat, and the cat has zero interest in the little dog. The little dog wants to play and fight and play and fight and play and fight, friendly fighting with the cat. The cat just, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to engage. And my wife gets frustrated by this because they're constantly in her lap playing this game. Dog wants to play, cat doesn't want to. And finally, maybe you had to be there, but I heard my wife say this out loud. To Gertie is the little dog's name. She goes, "Gertie, leave the cat alone. She thinks you're a loser."
That's so awkward.
I said, "Did you just call your own dog a loser?"
Poor Gertie.
Yeah.
Could Gertie tell by her tone that she was being insulted?
Yeah. She thinks you're a loser.
What the heck?
Yeah. All right, Ashley. You want to impress us here in the early days of your motherhood? Try pulling off something like this. Says here, do I have this right? 5 days after giving birth, a woman won a Mortal Kombat video game tournament while holding her newborn baby.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
What's the coolest thing you've done while holding my honorary nephew?
Yeah.
I guess nothing cool, really. Just
Have you cooked or walked on a treadmill or taken a karate class or anything while holding your newborn baby?
yeah,
Took a
just
hit
about
off a bong?
just about anything that you can do around the house.
Have you
I guess I was holding him while drinking my first beer. So
I was just going to ask,
fun.
have you stirred a cocktail while holding the baby?
Oh yeah, I do everything while holding him, and it is funny because watching my husband try to do stuff while holding him is comical. I'm like, you can't really figure it out, can you? That's a mom skill.
Is your left arm jacked yet?
My right arm.
Oh, you hold him with your
I
right
hold
arm?
him in my right arm a lot.
Oh, see, I always did left just because I'm right-handed.
I don't trust myself to hold him in my left. It's not as safe.
Gotcha.
Sure. So this gal, game controller in one hand, drooling, diarrhea-making baby in the other, and she whooped everybody ass at a Mortal Kombat video game tournament.
I will say though, 5 days old, they're very sleepy still.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they don't really move and wiggle around that much.
I'm pretty impressed by this because Mortal Kombat's it's a lot of buttons.
Yeah, right.
You know
You're
what I
gonna need
mean?
both hands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I love that game.
So she kind of, whatever arm she was holding the baby with, she had to curl it under the baby and hold the remote at the same. I didn't do it.
Someone needs to get this woman a baby carrier.
Maybe she needs some help.
She needs a sponsor.
She said.
Oh yeah.
After her victory, the gal said, "I'm still recovering. The C-section was brutal. It almost resulted in a rupture." Now, I don't know anything.
And she got a C-section? Oh.
I don't know anything about a C-section. What I do know, though, Josh, is that when you're sliding down a slide and your balls collide, that's called a rupture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the most serious surgeries you can have.
She said her baby during the tournament was very chill. So, she's the winner.
I was surprised to read, Ashley, it didn't become legal to breastfeed in public in every state until 2018.
Are you serious?
I would have thought that would have been a long, long time ago. Utah and Idaho, they were holding on to it. They didn't want you breastfeeding in public, but they finally gave in.
That's not surprising.
What a great athlete this gal is.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Gain of 20. This is Cam Akers. He throws wide open. Touchdown, Josh Oliver.
What a play, Kenny. Look who's at the quarterback position right now. Cam Akers, he gets it, and they snap it quickly, fake the run, and get it to Josh Oliver.
Wentz, 2nd and 5. Addison, he's got it. Touchdown.
Addison is the one making the plays. He comes up big for the Vikings, getting that touchdown, taking the lead.
Are you able to tell us, Coach, why Jordan wasn't on the field in the first quarter?
Yeah, he missed a walkthrough. You know, those types of things aren't in alignment with our standards. We've got standards, and personal responsibility and accountability are huge if you want to talk about culture. So that's what happened there.
You know, it's a difficult situation. You know, I definitely have my words with J.A. It's just all about, you know, growing up and just being a part of the team. And he's a tremendous talent. I just got to do better into, keeping him under my wing and making sure that he has his head on straight.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding? There you go. The Vikings beat the Cleveland Browns yesterday. There's all your audio from yesterday's ball game, including troubled head coach Kelvin O'Conrad. And there you had at the ass end Justin Jefferson talking about his asshat teammate. What's the kid's name
Jordan
again?
Addison.
Addison
Boy,
Jordan.
he makes it tough to cheer for him, doesn't he?
Addison Jordan got benched for part of yesterday's game. And Jefferson had to comment on it, and he's putting it on himself. I got to keep a closer eye on this guy. He's a grown man, for Christ's sake. He missed practice, and he got benched for the first quarter of yesterday's ball game. Addison Jordan did. And the guy's just coming back from a friggin' punishment for DUI, and he's missing practice? What's the problem over there? So there you go. We'll get into that in a little more detail later on. This Mark Sanchez story is friggin' incredible.
It's unbelievable.
I can't wait to talk about this Mark Sanchez thing. This is friggin' incredible.
Were you following it as little bits of information was pouring
No.
out? Because at first it was like Mark Sanchez stabbed in a robbery. He's in critical condition. And then it more and more goes like, Sanchez is insane.
Dude,
what's happening here?
This story is absolutely ridiculous. Baseball yesterday, coming up at 7:30 when Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder join us. We'll tell you all about the baseball playoffs yesterday. Some of you have already figured it out, but there's a big anniversary to celebrate today, and we'll celebrate it at 7:30 when the boys join us. Some of you have already figured it out, but if you don't know, we'll tell you about that big anniversary today. We'll take a break. Josh's News is coming up next.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Start your day with America in the Morning.
I'm John Trout, your host.
From Breaking News.
The U.S. Supreme Court with rulings shifting gears. Apple has released a new iPhone. Here's the Wednesday Business Report. It's far from a seller's market.
To politics and entertainment.
Moving into scary movie season, so why not another Conjuring movie? Shifting gears, Powerball jackpot is now the third largest ever in history.
Live long and prosper.
America in the Morning.
Fresh each day.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's not just the swearing. Did one of you fornicate?
Fornicate? Look, I've boned a lot of chicks in my time, sure. But as far as I can recall, I've never fornicated anybody.
93X.
I do think maybe the vehicle got stuck the way it was, and then maybe she just got frustrated. You know, sometimes things just build up on you in life.
A missing Florida woman was found safe after what turned into a strange and unsettling ordeal. She crashed her car, wandered in the woods, and spent days there naked. Just after 5:30 a.m. Thursday, a flood of calls lit up the sheriff's office. People reported seeing a naked woman lying in a ditch. Some thought she resembled a woman from a missing person alert circulating on social media, and they were right.
The first day, obviously, we had aviation up there. We had our dive team because, there's alligators and things like that. So, of course, you always think the worst. We're always suspicious.
Deputies arrived to discover 53-year-old Jennifer Fisher of Jacksonville alive but entirely unclothed. She, as it turns out, had recently crash-landed her car in a canal. But instead of dialing for help, she decided to ditch both the vehicle and her wardrobe, wander into the woods, and basically audition for Naked and Unafraid.
She was having an issue before up in the Jacksonville area, wanted to get out of town for a couple of days, maybe to kind of clear her mind, relax a little bit, and this could have just been the straw that broke the camel's back,
So she's totally out of her mind, or the crash knocked her silly, or what exactly?
I don't know. I don't know which came first. It sounds like she just kind of had some stuff going on maybe and snapped a little bit before the crash even.
How long did she last naked in the woods there?
They called it several days.
Several days.
No tent, no food, no bug spray, just nature, nudity, and eventually fire ants. When asked what finally forced her out of the woods, she cited not fear or hunger, but the stinging irritation of fire ant bites.
Oh, man, that got to her, huh? I remember last time I was in the woods, I ate some bugs, I ate some grass, I used my hand to wipe my tears. What movie, Nacho Libre? That is one hell of a story right there. You ever watch that show, Naked and Afraid?
No, I've just seen...
It's gross.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's gross.
Because of the nudity?
Yeah, it's just a greasy, dirty, hairy ass cheeks wobble.
I've seen commercials, that's about it.
I can't imagine that. Ugh.
It's terrible, that show, Naked plus Afraid. You don't go anywhere near that sumbitch.
It was a terrible scene last week in Washington State. 2 sex shops set ablaze. A 48-year-old man was arrested in connection with arson at 2 adult novelty shops over the course of 2 hours last week. Clearly a man with a distaste for adult stores or a twisted idea of foreplay. Around 7:44 p.m. Wednesday, crews responded to a fire at the front entrance of Adult Airport Video. According to witnesses, someone near the register heard footsteps, followed by the unmistakable sound of liquid being poured. Of course, at a sex shop, the unexpected presence of liquid is always concerning, whether it smells like the ocean or, in this case, regular unleaded.
God help us.
Security footage showed a man with a ponytail and a blue backpack carrying a gasoline can up to the front of the business. The suspect entered the front door, tipped the container over, dumping a large portion of the fuel on the floor. Flames engulfed the area, and the suspect could be seen running away with his boots on fire, which I bet was hilarious. Not the usual type of burning sensation customers risk at such establishments. At the time, several patrons were in the adult theater section, which shut down the movie before the climax.
The adult theater section?
Yeah,
they still show live porno movies?
I guess so.
Wow, cool.
Then 2 hours later, crews responded to reports of a man matching the suspect's description, setting fire to the door of the Love Zone. The smell of burning dildos hung thick in the air, while O-faced sex dolls looked on in rubber-mouthed horror, expressions almost too fitting. Mouths molded to fit genitalia now hung agape in a perfect scream. When contacted by law enforcement at a nearby Value Village parking lot, the suspect threw a metal stick at a deputy and tried to run away. But he didn't get the happy ending he was hoping for. Cops came and put the prude Pyro in non-fuzzy handcuffs. The man was booked on suspicion of possessing a controlled substance with no prescription, 2 counts of arson, burglary, and resisting arrest.
He was looking to burn down the neighborhood porno shop. Huh?
Yeah, they didn't say why, what his motivation was.
And they still have an old school theater. That's insane to me that can still be a thing. I know we closed ours down a number of years ago here in town, the Real Live Porno Theater.
At the University of San Francisco, officials are warning students about a troubling incident involving a man spotted wearing Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses, not to shield his eyes from sunshine, but to give his right hand something to do later. The private university issued a campus-wide alert after several reports described the same creepy spectacle. A man approaching women with unwanted comments and awkward, intrusive dating questions while wearing creepy spectacles of his own.
Dating questions.
He discreetly captured video, police said. Police believe some of that footage may have been shared on social platforms like TikTok and Instagram. The glasses look like ordinary glasses, except those come with hidden lenses and the unnerving ability to roll tape with a button press or a simple voice command.
So he's recording everything that they say with his glasses?
Yeah. He just, or he can just, say, initiate, gonna jack to this later protocol, or record.
Gross.
On its website, Meta advises customers to use them responsibly, noting not everyone wants to be filmed.
Sure. Not everyone.
So, I was just asking weird questions more than anything. He wasn't, ducking up skirts or anything, so I guess there's a positive. But they're trying to find this guy. Halloween may be around the corner, but one Vermont classroom already had a possession problem. Cocaine possession. Police say 47-year-old teacher Melissa Martin was charged Wednesday after officials discovered she had cocaine tucked away in her jacket and stashed in a backpack, all thanks to a sharp-eyed student who noticed she was acting unusually.
Unusually, you say?
When confronted, she reportedly admitted to administrators she had the powdery contraband on her. A drug-sniffing dog confirmed it.
Good boy.
Yeah, the treasure hunt found some cocaine in multiple hiding spots.
We have cited her for her possession of cocaine and reckless endangerment based on the fact that she was under the influence while she was in control of the students in her classroom.
Are all of you doing what I'm doing right now and picturing the teacher that I think was likely on blow back in the day?
I never suspected.
Maybe not at your school, Josh, with the nuns and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a couple definitely at my school.
There were a few that I'm picturing right now that probably did some blow beforehand.
I understand.
Third period is moving a little slow, and your clock seems a little ways away.
Coffee's no longer working.
Right. Yeah, how am I getting through this day?
Maybe the teacher's lounge no longer has a Mr. Coffee in there.
Well, the kids are on drugs. You might as well be on drugs, too.
I'm trying to relate.
Yeah.
The party teacher now faces charges of cocaine possession and reckless endangerment. From threats to thefts to bizarre incidents involving breasts, it's been a turbulent couple of weeks for airline crews dealing with outrageous passengers. Here's several back-to-back stories that make it clear airline workers should get a raise. At Chicago's Midway International, one woman decided the runway rules didn't apply. Around 4:25 a.m. on the 22nd, she broke into a private hangar, hijacked a shuttle bus, and took it for a joyride on the taxiway, all under the noble banner of testing security, she told police.
I like that one.
Apparently, the locked doors and keypad badges that are supposed to keep curious civilians out of secure zones took the night off. The intruder strolled into the aircraft playground, climbed aboard a shuttle, and chauffeured herself in a single scenic circle before politely parking back at the hangar. When officers finally questioned her, her explanation was short, sweet, and stupid. She said, "I was just testing security."
She was also reportedly seen inside the signature hangar and even helped an employee pushing a food cart by holding the door. Her security breaches didn't end until she inquired about using the washroom. That's when she was finally taken into custody.
Looks like Chicago doesn't have a monopoly on oddball transport choices. Down in Florida, someone had the same bright idea with a slightly different set of wheels. Last Monday, a woman was accused of stealing a motorized Publix grocery cart to drive herself to a doctor's appointment. The 42-year-old...
That was fun.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. The 42-year-old told deputies she planned on driving the cart to her appointment and then bringing it back to the Publix.
You ever had the opportunity to drive the... What do they call it these days? Well, what did you call it there in the story?
They called it a motorized grocery cart.
Let's go with that. You ever had the opportunity to drive such a thing around your favorite grocery store or hardware store? When I had gout really badly and I couldn't walk, I used the motorized grocery cart, and it was one of the coolest, most free experiences I've ever had in my life. I just loved it.
Always wanted to.
Everyone got out the way. They're quick enough to where you can have some laughs.
Yeah.
When I backed up, everybody knew it because there was a little beeper on the damn thing. So
I've never seen anyone on one of those things that didn't wear a smile. So I'd imagine it's a lot of fun.
Right, it's a happy experience. It's like, bikers talk about the freedom of it all when they're sitting on their same feeling when you're in the grocery cart.
When you're out there in the open aisle?
Yeah. The open aisle. Great way to put it.
Air conditioner blowing through your hair. My grandma, not the one you're thinking of, she was in one of those motorized cart gangs when she lived in Apple Valley. They'd cruise up to Target. They'd kind of cruise around the neighborhood, 3-4 of them, having a blast.
Get some. That was their motto, wasn't it?
Get some, yeah.
Get some.
She had one of those leather cuts with the
chaps, the whole works.
Hell yeah.
These next guys were either absolutely insane, really needed to hide something, or friggin' starving. A Ryanair flight from Milan to London had to make an emergency landing after, quote, strange passengers started freaking out and trying to dispose of their passports by eating them.
What?
No one aboard knew what was going on. These people were acting weird, one of the passengers said.
Bath salts.
It could be bath salts. Multiple people on the same airplane upped and began eating their passports.
2 people at least.
2 people.
15 to 20 minutes into the flight, once the seatbelt sign was off, something very strange happened at the front of the plane, a passenger recalled. According to the traveler, one man tore out the pages of his passport and ate them, causing everyone aboard to freak out. His friend then did the same thing before running to the other end of the aircraft, tried to flush his passport, essentially ruining a meal, I guess. A flight attendant slammed on the door and pleaded with him to open it.
Well, God.
But he refused. which only led to more tension, passengers said. At that point, the pilots diverted the flight to Paris. Upon arrival, French authorities boarded the plane and arrested 2 men. The reason for the duo's odd style of passport disposal remains unclear.
You're thinking terrorist, right? Some guy just starts eating his passport.
Oh, if you see something like that?
Yeah,
Or they're
100%.
crazy high on something I've never even heard of.
I'm thinking the worst. I'm not sure what I would land on. You know what I mean? I don't know what I would decide on, but I'm certainly thinking the worst. It's got to be, without a doubt, it's got to be like Ashley was saying, some kind of hardcore $2 street drug.
I'd imagine something like that. A woman was taken into, somebody lost a fantasy football bet. I don't know. A woman was
places to eat their passport.
Yeah, you got to go eat a passport on a plane. A woman was taken into custody last week after reviving a 1980s classic on a modern-day airplane, the dreaded T-word twister. 31-year-old Cody Byrne was boarding a flight from Salt Lake City to Portland Wednesday when she refused multiple requests to step out of the aisle. When she finally moved, she shoulder-checked a Delta employee into a seat. Following that unnecessary display of rudeness, the pilot ordered Byrne removed from the plane. But as she was being escorted off, she tried to dash into a secured area of the airport. Unfortunately for her, Delta staff were quicker, bringing her to a stop. Unfortunately for them, that also brought on a regrettable and painful twist for one unlucky employee, a workplace areola assault. After grabbing the employee's neck, shoving her head down, and yanking her hair, she capped it all off with a T-word twister. She grabbed the T and twisted.
Grab his dick and twist it!
And it was on a female?
It was on a female.
That sounds so bad right
Yikes.
now.
It was a big old pity is what it was, a real shame. According to court documents, the employee stated that Byrne squeezed and twisted her breast while saying, "If I ever find you alone, B-word." After assaulting the bolt-ons, she then bolted herself, even attempting to book a flight on another airline as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, hurry up, book me a flight. Everyone's chasing me.
She resisted arrest, forcing 2 officers to wrestle her into handcuffs. When questioned, she denied the breast barrage, but admitted she'd been drinking earlier that morning.
Yeah, that hurts. I don't care who you are, but that hurts.
Yeah, I've luckily never. Well, I guess I've had the nipple one, which is quite painful. But yeah, nobody's ever grabbed the whole thing. A British bachelor.
It didn't come off, did it?
No, thank God.
Stayed intact? Okay.
A British bachelor party became an airborne embarrassment after a 36-year-old dad decided to play Guess Which Door Leads to France, tugging at the emergency exit mid-flight. Video shows him struggling as French police attempted to remove him from a Ryanair flight, which had to make an emergency landing. After a cop twisted the man-child's ear to force him into compliance and drag him off the plane, the rest of the passengers cheered. Au revoir, idiot.
They beat his ass?
No, they like a little kid. The cop just grabbed him by the ear. It was hilarious.
I'd feel like such a loser.
Yeah, that's probably embarrassing, although he doubled down later. He was reportedly so drunk it took hours before he could string together a sober sentence for police to understand.
Jesus.
The drunken dad, who reportedly goes by Dan Riz on social media.
Please tell me he doesn't really go by Dan Riz.
He does.
Oh,
2 Z's because he's nasty.
We knew what we were dealing with from the get-go then, didn't we?
Yeah, he did make light of the situation, joking about the matter with a photo mocking his detainment later on. Police say he wasn't flying solo. His son and 3 friends were booted off too, although it's unclear if those men will face any charges. And passengers at Nashville International got an unwanted morning matinee last month from a loudmouthed passenger. Police say 35-year-old Kenethia Dodson refused multiple requests to deplane a Frontier Airlines flight about 7:50 a.m. Instead, she told the flight attendant, "I've got an effing bomb, so nobody's going anywhere."
Mm-hmm.
Turns out nobody was going anywhere except Dodson, who was swiftly kicked off the aircraft and placed in police custody. Authorities noted she looked about as sober as Nick on a Jamaican broadcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Her eyes were glassy and bloodshot, speech noticeably slurred. She was removed from the aircraft, and soon afterward, other than her temper, nothing was found as far as being explosive.
Yeah.
Her airplane outburst has her facing charges for filing a false emergency report.
You could have said just about anything else and maybe gone home that evening, but when you say bomb, you're not going home.
Yeah. They're going to keep you for a
Yeah,
while.
you're not going home.
Hulu is getting to the Halloween spirit with its annual Huluween lineup.
I love it.
Did you just say Huluween?
Huluween.
That's what they call it.
That's what they call it.
My God.
That's on them, not me. This year.
I love it.
Although I do love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
It includes a special Halloween edition of Family Guy. The episode is called A Little Fright Magic. It follows Brian and Stewie as they try and write the ultimate Halloween hit song, while Peter and the gang discover lying about trick-or-treating can lead to deadly consequences. Tonight on Monday Night Football, the Jaguars host the Chiefs. Allie Mills in The Karate Kid. Elizabeth Hubba Hubba Shoe, 62.
Yeah, I'll tell you what right now, you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Oh, yeah, big crush on her in the 80s for sure.
Yeah? What was it that kick-started
Well,
it?
The Karate Kid
Oh.
and then Adventures in Babysitting, it really drove the point home for me.
I never saw it.
A little older, and it was a perfect time.
Sure.
NFL coach turned television personality Tony Dungy, 70.
There's only one NFL quarterback turned television personality, and that's Mark Sanchez.
Boy, what's ever happened to Mark Sanchez? Anything new on this guy?
I got something on him here coming up in a little bit,
Oh,
Joe.
good. Haven't thought about him in a long time. I can't wait to hear it. Something good, I'd imagine. REO Speedwagon singer Kevin Cronin, 74.
Kevin Cronin, the smilingest sumbitch in the history of music.
Happy birthday to ER nurse Jesus from her not-so-better half, sanitation relocation engineer Jesus. Happy 29th to Cole from Ken is Real Jesus. And that's 93X News.
KARE 11's Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
As I was closing, somebody was banging on the window, saw that the person needed help, and it had blood on him, said that he had been shot, brought him inside, laid him down, called 911, put towels over injuries that he had. I was trying to talk to him a little bit, trying to get his name, couldn't really understand what he was saying. How do you recognize him?
Chris Myers along with Brady Quinn, who is stepping in for Mark Sanchez, and obviously we all want to send out our thoughts and prayers to Mark and those involved in Friday's incident as we get ready for today's game. And this game should be a good one.
Friday night in Indianapolis, one of our team members, Mark Sanchez, was involved in an incident that, to be honest, we're all still trying to wrap our heads around. At this time, our thoughts and prayers are with Mark, his family, and all those involved.
Yes, all those
we'll be
involved.
Right back with more football right after this.
All right, Friday night in Indianapolis, one of our team members, Mark Sanchez, was involved in an incident that we are still trying to wrap our heads around. And at this time, our thoughts and prayers are with Mark, his family, and all of those involved.
Just heard the other guy say that.
I thought the guy already. Randy Shaver and Brad Riper. What's the name? Are you all up in here, boys?
I'm here.
You there, Brad?
All right, fair enough.
Sorry.
I haven't been this excited. I haven't been this excited for an NFL-related conversation in 20 years. 20 friggin' years. This Mark Sanchez story is damned incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Good Lord, what a gift from God this is for morning radio. Mark Sanchez, former NFL quarterback, current NFL television analyst, got effing stabbed over the weekend. And according to the bizarre story, he had it coming. He had it coming. Friday night, Sanchez gets absolutely hammered, according to the story, gets absolutely hammered in Indianapolis, Indiana. He was in town to work the Colts-Raiders game as a Fox analyst. Sometime after midnight, he got into a fight with a 69-year-old man. Sanchez is 38. Sanchez, according to the story, slammed this guy into a wall, threw him to the ground is how I should have said that. The dude used pepper spray on Sanchez. That didn't stop him. He keeps coming and coming. So the dude had to take out a knife and stab Mark Sanchez 2 or 3 times. Sanchez runs away from the scene. Both men ended up in the hospital, and Sanchez is facing misdemeanor charges for things like battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, public intoxication. Sanchez was released from the hospital yesterday. My damn.
What a story. Do you think he was drugged or something? I mean,
I don't know. My assumption
is so bizarre, his reaction.
My assumption is only that he's one of these guys where when you get him drunk or he gets himself drunk, he just becomes, at times, an animal, like an unstoppable force. We've all known people like that before, right?
Not to that extent,
definitely.
but yeah, where they've changed quite a bit when they drink.
Becoming violent, becoming just unstoppable terrors.
Got a funny text from, I don't have a name, a 612er here that says, Mark Sanchez, there's easier ways of removing the butt fumble from the first line of your Wikipedia page.
Play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose, and it's alive.
I have never seen this before in my life. Watch this. Vince Wilfork is going to throw Brandon Moore back into his quarterback. Mark Sanchez not expecting it, and it was the backside of Brandon Moore that knocked the ball out.
I'm gonna try to bring Brad in here, guys.
Brad Ryder.
Do we have Brad? Did this work?
I don't hear
I'm
Brad.
Surely on me.
Nice try,
Well,
Derek.
I don't know, Derek. Not with the reputation of this place. I'm not going to say that's surely on you.
Dana's out of town. Derek taking his place this morning, and we can't get I didn't think we'd get a telephone line to work this morning, so sorry, Brad Ryder. This is just such a hellacious mental story. Yes, Ashley, you had a question?
I'm not sure. I don't think you mentioned this. I don't know. You went so fast there. I
Was I going too
wasn't
fast?
sure. Well, I'm also pumping right now, so it's hard sometimes to do both at once.
Are you really? Like when
I
you
know
bring
the
on-
feeling.
Are you pumping milk right now?
Yeah.
So when Sir Mix-a-Lot Milks-a-Lot, is working, it takes your brain away?
Yeah, because
Can you
it
put
can
it on
be
a lower
painful
setting?
sometimes.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, wait, are things working right?
All right, let's talk to Pumping Ashley real quick. You had a question?
It said that a source indicated that Sanchez was doing wind sprints in the alley before the stabbing occurred, before this fight started.
I didn't catch that.
At least that's what I saw online this morning.
Like to warm up for the fight?
I don't know, or if he was just doing it because, you were talking about sometimes drunks like that. Like maybe he just was being that kind of drunk who wanted to do some wind sprints.
God knows what else was going on. I mean, what did you say originally, Josh?
I almost wonder if he was drugged.
Drugged?
Well, I guess I'm trying to also kind of, from what I read, this guy was a truck driver, this 69-year-old guy. He was backing into the loading dock area of whatever building they were at.
It was a hotel.
Yeah, and maybe what Ashley is saying is that maybe he was backing into the space where Sanchez was running, and maybe that's why Sanchez attacked the car, because apparently he was also arrested for trying to get into somebody's car, right? Or into the...
I think that was it. He went into that
so
truck.
I think that's, as you try to piece this thing together, maybe that's what happened, is this guy was trying to back into wherever. Sanchez is there doing what he's doing. Sanchez takes offense to that and attacks the guy in the truck, and that's how this whole thing gets started.
Well, here's
so I can't understand why a 69-year-old man and Sanchez would be in a fight. There's got to be...
Well, no, I have more information here.
Well, it's also that we're trying to wrap our heads around.
Yeah, no, there is more information, and it's coming from all corners. Who knows what's true, but I can tell you what I have further on it. From what I have in front of me, Sanchez walks up to this truck driver who's just trying to do his job, delivering cooking oil or something to the hotel. And he says, hey, he says to the truck driver, I talked to the manager of the hotel. You can't be here. And the driver is thinking, well, number one, who are you? He doesn't know whether or not to take Sanchez seriously. He has no idea who he is. And the truck driver said because he's hard of hearing, he had to lean in real close to hear what Sanchez was saying to him. And when he leaned in close, he smelled booze, and he noticed that Sanchez was slurring his words. The truck driver goes into the cab of his truck to get his cell phone. He's going to call the manager of the hotel or his boss, the terminal manager, and because he has no idea who he's talking to. And Sanchez snaps at him and engages him in this fight. So I think that's the unlawful entry of a vehicle part, is he kind of got into the... yes, right, Josh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He got into the guy's pickup to stop him from making this phone call. So he attacks this man, according to the story. violently. Remember, Mark Sanchez is 38. This is a near 70-year-old man.
Did you see the injuries on this older guy?
Both of them were shredded.
Yeah.
He banks the old guy off of a dumpster. The guy maces him. Doesn't slow down Sanchez at all.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So he really thought he was a dead man, the truck driver. So he pulls out a knife. Bop, bop, bop. He air holes Sanchez 2-3 times. And it took Sanchez a while to even realize he had been stabbed. The truck driver says at one point Sanchez looked at him with a shocked expression. I think that's when he realized he had been stabbed, and he runs away. I mean, just absolute madness.
Yeah.
Uncorked friggin' madness.
Of course, the trucker's got a knife on him. That's very typical. Love that.
Well, yeah, if you're delivering
He's
whatever
working overnights or whatever.
Always.
in the middle of the night in the city, yeah, you're going to keep something. This is just one of the most beyond insane stories. The audio we had there in the intro, I think, was from a bartender. Am I right, Josh?
Yes.
So Sanchez runs away from the scene, runs into a bar. It's only natural, that sounds, for him to run into a bar.
Right.
And he's talking to the bartender. My God, he doesn't know if he'd been shot or stabbed. The bartender also didn't know who this guy. I mean, how many of us would really recognize Mark Sanchez these days?
Unless somebody said, hey, Mark Sanchez is in the building, I would never think that I'm going to run into him, especially in that condition.
As I was closing, somebody was banging on the window, saw that the person needed help, and it had blood on him. He said that he had been shot, brought him inside, laid him down, called 911, put towels over injuries that he had. I was trying to talk to him a little bit. It was a little bit trying to get his name. Couldn't really understand what he was saying. How do you recognize him?
Apparently, when the cops finally contacted Mark Sanchez, all he could remember was grabbing for a window, which makes absolutely no sense at all. And he did not know who stabbed him or where it happened, is what he said to the police.
He was gone.
And there's a lot of people are texting in. He is so lucky this trucker didn't have a gun.
Well, yeah.
And it sounded like the trucker
Sure.
did his best to not get to the knife, but eventually it's just nothing else he could do.
Right. Just un-effing real. Sanchez has some kind of court hearing this morning, so I'm sure we'll learn more about this. All we know is what's been printed on websites and who effing, but it sounds like they've got the story. The cops looked at video.
Right, the hotel video.
Hotel video of the original encounter when the two of them encountered each other all the way through the fight. And the cops said this. They said everything the truck driver matched up with what we saw in the video.
That'd be a crazy video to watch.
Dude,
oh, my God.
It would be.
TMZ will have it eventually, right?
Yeah, they're good at that.
What
They find a way.
So what in God's name came over Mark Sanchez?
Right.
Other than maybe possibly just mass amounts of alcohol. I don't know. We don't know.
This is what, 12 hours before he's supposed to do a game? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't think of it that way, but it was after midnight Saturday night. He's supposed to call a ball game in 12 hours. Woo-wee.
Yeah, I wonder if more stories will come out where people are saying, oh, he's got a history of acting real goofy when he drinks
Right.
or something. Or if this was just like, it's got to be something else. It's so
I'll bet
odd.
it'd be I had some prescription medication and I mixed it with booze when I wasn't supposed to.
Dude.
It kind of
It's
seems
going
like
that way.
that's the way it'll go.
I'm going to go along with that. I'm going to go along with that. I would imagine that maybe a former quarterback might take some pills now and again for the pain. I mean, you guys all know my airplane story where I was mixing hard liquor with friggin' pills. I turned into a donkey. I turned into an out-of-control donkey. But I'm telling you, what a story.
Is he? You think he still works at Fox after this?
No.
They'll have to
No.
do the diplomatic thing, right? Wait until whatever happens and then get rid of him.
We have all of us at Fox Sports have wrapped our heads around this.
It is funny how the everybody, all the Fox newscasters, or I guess maybe sports broadcasters, better way to put it, all said the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure
Fox
like
said,
it was on a
Send it
script.
down.
don't say anything other than exactly this.
Right.
F me running sideways. All right. Well, the Vikings beat the mighty Cleveland Browns yesterday morning in London, England, led by Mr. Carson Wentz with a, what do you want to call it, dramatic late-game touchdown. I didn't really watch this game with much detail, but it sounds like it wasn't terribly pretty up until that final drive.
Doesn't matter, though.
No,
The
I'm not.
bottom line is, with all the injuries they had, especially in the offensive line, to be able to win that game, as ugly as it might have been, that's a big win for them. And Carson Wentz leading them at the end for the winning drive and the touchdown, maybe that kind of cools the conversation about a quarterback controversy. Maybe they'll wait a little bit longer for McCarthy to supposedly in air quotes get healthy.
Yeah.
Is Cam Akers a part of that controversy?
You know what? Cam Akers deserves a lot of credit.
That was a good toss.
Yes. I mean, that's the kind of play that nobody expected. And so, I mean, bottom line, it's a big win in a division, in a conference where the NFC looks so good when you compare it to what's going on in the AFC and how I mean, if it stays this way, it's going to be a dogfight in the NFC for everybody to get into the playoffs because there's a lot of really good teams.
It's going to be a knife fight in an alley with a truck driver.
Yes, it is.
Broadcast.
I mean, look around the NFC and compare it to what's happening in the AFC, and I think you agree. So
did Reichard's kick, did that hit that wire or not?
Yeah.
It looked like it
sure
did.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
And if you watched it live, it was odd the way the ball
It was,
but nobody said anything about it.
But you know what, though, Josh? If you watch field goal kicks, there are times when those things make these crazy turns.
That definitely did.
It's like a golf ball. Sometimes they'll just all of a sudden hook to the left or go to the right. But that one was very severe to the right.
Yeah, it looked like
it was odd for sure.
Yeah.
With that, and dude missed that field goal.
Yes.
Yes.
Ricker, kicker.
51-yard attempt from the right hash. Kick is no good. Right to the right. It's been perfect all season. It remains a 3-point Cleveland Browns lead.
Well, that's what you get when you have 78 different floating cameras and wires.
Yeah.
It was stupid. Yeah,
It's the first time we've seen that, though. I've never seen that before for an actual kick where it would have hit something.
Sure,
like
seen
that.
a few baseballs get tangled up in that stuff, but maybe not a football before. Hey, yesterday's ball game, the halftime score produced our first Purple Pick'em winner.
Fantastic.
Isn't that awesome?
That's right. If we had a working telephone line, we would like to call Matthew from Montrose, but we don't have a working telephone line.
I think we just don't have a working telephone line operator, I think.
I don't know, man.
So he picked 10-7 Cleveland.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Wow, fantastic.
Last Friday, as part of our Purple Pick'em Challenge, we talked to Matthew from Montrose, and that was his prediction for halftime, 10 for Cleveland and 7 for Minnesota. He nailed it. Unfortunately, he didn't get the final score correct as well. Just a halftime. That gained him $1,000. Congratulations.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I got a question for Randy about this game.
Yeah.
So, in your mind, you're kind of talking no quarterback controversy. Does that mean...
I was being facetious.
So, where are you on this? Do you want Carson Wentz for one more game, the rest of the season? Where are you at on it?
Personally, I think Carson Wentz really is probably the better choice at this point. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to bring McCarthy back and
slowly
crank that up. Well, if you're going to say slowly, and if you're going to let Wentz play the next game, which is after a bye week, remember?
Right.
So that you're talking week 7. If you're going to do that, and McCarthy is completely healthy, now you start that conversation about controversy, as Jerry Burns once was asked by Bob Sansevier about quarterback controversies. Oh, you'll start one up, as Jerry once said.
You'll drum one up, he said. I know you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I really honestly think that the Vikings' best situation right now is to play Wentz, truly. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll bring McCarthy back when he's ready, and I think he'll be ready for. He's already starting to practice, so I think he'll be ready for the week 7.
Out of the bye, you think the starting quarterback?
I do.
Okay.
I think they'll make the change, and unless there's a setback to the injury, I guess I would be surprised that they would go back on their word and change their minds.
I haven't watched a lot of Vikings football yet this season, but from what I saw yesterday, Mr. Carson Wentz.
He's a steady influence.
I call him Mr. Carson Wentz because I respect my elders. He doesn't look as elderly as I thought he would.
No, and I think he's a steady influence. And, remember, their next game is a home game against the Eagles, right? So maybe you wait until after that game before you decide to bring in the young kid again. But
will Addison be playing that entire game, or is that yet to be determined?
Well, if he doesn't find a rapper that he can hang out with the night before.
Oh, is that what happened when he missed the walkthrough?
Apparently he was with some rapper the night before and missed the curfew.
That kid's a moron.
Yeah,
missed the curfew, and they sat in the first quarter. I read the quote from Jefferson, who said, I talked to him, I sternly talked to him about this stuff. But I agree with you guys. I think he's a great player.
He's a mediocre player.
No, I think he's a really good player.
He's not, though.
But he's not focused on the right things.
Certainly helped him in the second half of that game.
Middle of the road wide receiver at best.
No, I disagree.
Happy anniversary, everybody. What is this?
That was Justin Jefferson talking.
Oh, no one listens to Justin Jefferson. It never gets old. Today is the anniversary of the Bang Boat Adventure. Lost, he said.
We're horny for you. Come aboard.
Happy anniversary, everybody.
You'll get drunk and screwed.
I love this next line.
In the skull. Although it's not for free.
La 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 la.
To go. Pick a lawn and go pee.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Bang boat has been the term we've been using now for 20 years, although there are a couple listeners have texted in they want to start calling it the ponpoon.
That's great.
It's also not bad. 20 years, like I said, it never gets old. I always love to celebrate the anniversary of the Bang Boat. Derek filling in for Dana today. Where were you in the year of 2005?
I would have been living in San Francisco at the time.
Did you?
I read a lot of Deadspin, so I knew a lot about the Bang Boat.
Were you guys all laughing over there pretty hard and
yeah,
over the story? Yeah.
I kind of wonder, this year, right? You had Netflix with the documentary about the Cowboys, and now like the White House, the whole thing seems like fun and quaint. Like, is there going to be a documentary about the Bang Boat someday, where we'll all look back on this and laugh?
Dude, there's been some funny ones on YouTube, like some YouTube creators have made in the past.
That's a great idea to get HBO on this or something and really do a detailed.
I would like to know. I would like some interviews on exactly what happened.
We learned about the Mann Act, which helped me understand the P. Diddy trial. I think he was charged with something like that. You remember the Mann Act? First hearing about that?
Well, I actually had heard of the Mann Act before from watching Smokey and the Bandit. But anyway, yes, Mann Act is what again, Josh?
Well, I thought maybe it's related to other things too. I thought it was bringing in like prostitutes across state lines. State lines, excuse me.
I believe you're correct about that. 20 years ago today, members of the Minnesota Vikings rented 2 party boats on legendary Lake Minnetonka, where they allegedly engaged in highly sexual acts with women in front of the crew members. They didn't care. 4 players, Dante Culpepper, Bryant McKinney, Fred Smoot, and my Eskimo brother Mo Williams were charged with indecent conduct, disorder. It was just beautiful.
Well, then, did you hear Had you heard "Run Through the Okra Patch" before?
No, no, I hadn't. Now that was Fred Smirt's. How do you say his name?
Fred Smoot.
Fred Smoot's slang term for providing oral sex to a woman.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Running through the okra patch.
No, I had never heard that before. Fred said it out loud. It was just beautiful.
And it is a lost detail nobody talks about when they talk about this awesome event.
Yeah.
People forget to bring up how a lot of them just got out of the limo and peed on random lawns, which I enjoyed as well.
Yeah, you got to take a squeege in somebody's front yard along the way after you. What do they call it in the boat business? Debark the boat? There's a word. After you there's a word. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. I got awful.
Disembark? Is that the word you think?
Let's go along with. I got awful drunk on the day of the bang boat, which was a Sunday. And so I knew nothing. I did not watch the television news. I was just dead drunk all day Sunday. And I'm on my way into the radio station. And I turned it on to WCCO, and they were already talking about the bang boat. It was all brand new to me as I'm driving into work. And I said, I was so hungover, but I said to myself, this is going to be a friggin' great day. Man.
That's the same year as the Whizzinator, was it not? I thought there was a whole bunch of stuff in a row.
Yeah, I think
God,
you're
the
right.
Vikings were fun.
They were fun at one point or another. They really were. You disembark a boat, I guess. Anyway. If you read Wikipedia on the bang boat, it might not still be there, but a number of years ago I looked up the bang boat on Wikipedia, and what did grab my attention is they did mention how do you say it, like same-sex activity. So, I don't know.
How did you look up the bang boat? Like, is there an entry for just bang boat?
Yeah, the Vikings Love Boat, I think it's called on Wikipedia. Let me double check.
Check it out. NFL scores from, what is it now, week 5?
Yeah.
NFL results from yesterday. The Indianapolis Colts put 40 points on the board. I mean, my God.
All right, so Minnesota Vikings boat party scandal, Derek.
I
on
got
Wikipedia.
it. All right.
Indianapolis Colts, Randy Shaver. They put 40 points on the board.
Well, first of all, Vegas is in trouble. 1-4 now, and they are not a very good football team defensively, for sure. I think the Colts are for real. Daniel Jones has been really, really good, and Jonathan Taylor probably right now is looking at an MVP kind of season. He had 3 touchdowns yesterday. Other than Rico Dowdle, who went crazy for Carolina,
heck yeah, he did.
Taylor was the guy who.
What the hell do you know about Rico Dowdle?
Fantasy football.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I had Rico too. Yeah, he was awesome yesterday.
I've never even heard of Rico Dowdle.
Colts are good, and their schedule is not. I mean, everybody's got a schedule that in the AFC that conceivably is soft when you look around the league right now, and just how terrible some of these teams are in the AFC. So Colts are off to a good start.
And you mispronounced Daniel Jones. It's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. I get it.
Jacksonville plays tonight. What were you saying?
Yep. And Jacksonville is right there with the Colts in that AFC South division. So
all right. Denver beat Philadelphia, so the Eagles lost their first game of the year. My favorite.
There's no undefeateds left.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
They're celebrating in Miami.
Yeah, right, of
morning.
course. They're popping the champagne with the Larry Zonka and whoever's still alive from that team.
No undefeated team.
The Houston, what do you call their club? The Texans. They put 44 points on the board against Baltimore.
Yeah, well, the Ravens are so banged up. They have so many injuries, and obviously Lamar Jackson didn't play. This is going to be a really bad year for the Ravens.
It's not good. And Dana flew all the way to Buffalo to watch his stupid fake favorite football team lose to the New England Patriots.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
What a good game, though, last night. It
Never
really
saw
was.
it.
It was very entertaining. That Drake May is he's pretty good.
The Carolina Panthers won a ball game yesterday.
Yep.
But don't
Rico
Dowdle?
Yeah.
Oh.
He plays for Carolina.
Oh. Weren't you just connecting the name Rico Dowdle to some other football team?
Used to play for Dallas, but he plays for Carolina.
Anyway,
yes.
This is all brand new to me. Rico Dottle.
I know.
I'll have to look him up on Wikipedia. Rico Dottle after the show. The Carolina Panthers won a ball game yesterday, but don't expect to hear about it on the. Oh, Josh, here we go. Hang on to something, Josh.
All right, here we go.
Because you're going to love this. Two big Carolina Panther fans have a podcast that they call Meow Mix. Maybe that's as far as I can go with that. I don't know if I can continue after.
It's cute.
Their names are Steven and Jerry. They run a podcast called Meow Mix where they talk about Carolina Panthers football. You can try to find it, but apparently, according to what I'm reading here, these two guys shut down their podcast because watching the Carolina Panthers play football has become too much of a miserable experience.
Sounds like the saddest podcast in the world.
Josh, have you ever listened to the Meow Mix podcast?
No, but I read their statement, and boy, these guys, they take themselves very seriously.
Do they?
For sure.
They said they simply cannot just. Maybe they've changed their minds now after the Panthers won a football game yesterday. But they said they simply cannot justify putting in the effort to create new episodes when watching and analyzing the Carolina Panthers is such a pain in the ass. They said the amount of time on Sundays that we spend away from our wives and children has become difficult to justify.
Jeez, that's depressing.
Yeah.
We would be watching the games regardless, but locking ourselves away for 6 to 7 hours on Sunday just to watch and then discuss and ass whipping has become more of a chore than anything else. they've put a lid for now on the Meow Mix. And it does state here that since the 20 and 23 season, the Carolina Panthers are 8-30. So I sort of get where they're coming from.
Not a lot of light at the end of that tunnel either.
No.
I'll tell you what, though, I would take being a Carolina fan today over being an Arizona fan. If you watch the tail end of that Arizona loss to Tennessee,
I missed it.
Oh, Nick,
It was
honest
amazing.
to God, it was amazing. First of all, they had a long touchdown run where the running back let the ball go before he crossed the end zone. Okay, one of those deals, right?
Yeah.
So
I love that bit. I always have loved that.
Yep.
Oh, my heart breaks for them.
They could have been winning 28-6 if he would have scored the touchdown.
Okay.
It was ruled a fumble out of the end zone.
Oh God.
Then they get an interception, but the guy fumbles the ball, and the ball ends up in the end zone, recovered for a touchdown by Tennessee.
Oh no.
I mean, you couldn't make this up, how bad it was. And then the Titans kick a field goal at the end to beat Arizona, had that game won. They were a huge favorite in the game and completely down their leg. I mean, unbelievable.
Let me ask you a
loss.
question. Did they play that game at home yesterday?
Yes, they were at home.
No. Right in front of their wives and their girlfriends and
Incredible.
everybody. I've always loved that bit when the dude, he's too worried about doing his sexy dance.
Yep.
He's too worried, prepping for his touchdown celebration that he lets the ball go before he crosses the goal line.
He slowed up too.
That's my favorite gimmick. It was only created a good 20 years ago or so. I love that when they cough it up before they cross the goal line.
Leon Lett, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Leon Lett?
Well, yeah, he was effing around with the football. Yeah.
The coach chewed him out for it too. It was kind of heartbreaking to watch the video, and
I
he
would
like
think so.
he hits him.
I mean, unbelievable how they blew that game.
On your recommendation, I watched Chad Powers. That happened in Chad Powers.
Yep.
That's kind of how he ends up becoming Chad Powers. That exact same situation.
And I don't like it. I feel bad for them.
I'm so mad at both of you for watching Chad Powers.
Ashley told me to.
It's so funny.
Chad Powers. It's just so dumb. I'll try to get over it. I'll have to look up those highlights, Randy Shaver.
Yes, you have to.
And I'm going to look up Rico Dottle and the highlights from the Arizona.
Because, Nick, if we were covering Arizona Cardinal football this morning, it would have been a gong show.
Miserable.
How crazy, yes.
Golden Gopher football got whooped pretty good at Ohio State over the weekend.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, what did you really think was going to happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first drive looked great. I mean, they looked really solid and looked great. There's such a such a canyon between the two teams athletically. I mean, there's such a void between the two. Oh, that's what you get when you get 4-star, 5-star athletes all the way through your roster at Ohio State compared to what the Gophers have. I mean, it's just that way. The Gophers could play them 10 times and probably lose all 10 times. They just don't match up.
They got homecoming coming up this week. It sucked to watch. I kind of figured it was going to be a massacre. I love Golden Gopher football. PJ's still my homeboy. All right, on the topic of college football, hang on to something here, Derek, because this is big. Did you know that the Purdue Boilermakers college football team has never won a game played directly after Taylor Swift releases a studio album?
Whoa! Not until yesterday.
That's awesome.
And the streak is pretty incredible.
How long is the streak?
They are 0 wins and 11 losses overall in that department.
Is that crazy?
I don't know how long. I don't know when did Taylor Swift start releasing albums.
It goes back to 2006.
Okay. So remember that.
October 24th, 2006.
Do artists always release albums in October?
No.
Is it always a fall kind of a thing?
Okay. All year round.
Oh, well, obviously Taylor Swift.
But they do come out on Fridays, so it was the day before game day.
Sure.
The Purdue Boilermakers college football team has never won a game played directly after Taylor Swift released a studio album. In the world?
Are the
Whoever
Gophers
looked this up,
playing them, I hope?
Huh?
Are the Gophers playing them next, I hope?
Yes.
Are they really?
For homecoming, yes. I think I'm right about that. Isn't it Purdue that comes to town? Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, perfect. Thank you, Taylor Swift.
Well, but wait a minute now. But it's over already.
Yeah, it's only the first game after.
The first game directly after a Taylor Swift album release. Now it's the clock turns over again now.
Although, didn't she just, Ashley, you're a fan, didn't she also put out a acoustic album since that last release?
Yes. Yes, she has.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Also,
We're good.
She redid a bunch of her albums, so I wonder if the re-releases count.
I think they count.
We'll have to check the curse.
Whoever looked that statistic up. Jesus, Josh.
Inside joke.
The curse, he says. Whoever looked that statistic up deserves a cold beer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
All right, Randy Shaver, we're on to the divisional series now in Big League Baseball. Yesterday, the Toronto Blue Jays whooped the New York Yankees.
Keep it going.
13-7. The Blue Jays now have a 2-0 lead. Now, these are best-of-5 series, remember.
Yep.
Seattle beat Detroit by a run. 2 home runs hit off of your boy Tariq Skubal. 2 home runs hit by Jorge Polanco.
I know. God, we miss him, don't we?
Great showing.
Happy for him,
Jorge.
for sure.
And Seattle had some, late game heroics to win that game. That series is tied at 1 win apiece. Now, the National League is featured tonight. L.A. at Philadelphia, Game 2. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Cubs at Brewers, Game 2, 1-0 Milwaukee.
I take it's 2-2-1, so they must be going back to New York and back to Detroit. Okay, great.
By the way, last night's victory for the Seattle Mariners was their first, is how you say it.
Yes, home game.
Home playoff win since the year of 2001.
Yeah. How about the Blue Jays? They've put 23 runs up on the Yankees in 2 games, which is awesome.
If I remember right, when we talked to Glenn Perkins about the upcoming playoff, he said the Blue Jays can just score runs like you're putting on your effing drawers. You know what I mean? Just automatic.
Yeah.
They have such a great lineup, lots of hits and lots of runs, but can they pitch well enough to go far in the playoffs? So,
well, Louis Varland helped them out in game 1. Yeah, it looked great. Threw a 104-mile pitch.
Jesus. Threw a ball that went 104 miles?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, my God. Ashley's grade school boyfriend, Louis Varland. How about hockey? The NHL season begins tomorrow night.
Does it really? Okay.
Tomorrow night. I believe I have that correct. And the Pigs start on Thursday. They settled on a new deal for goaltender Philly Gustafsson.
Yeah.
5-year, $35 million deal, Ski, for old Phil. He's solid. He's solid as all hell. I trust old Phil.
Yeah.
Jesper Wallstedt, who you've seen up and down over the last couple of years playing for the Piggies, he's going to go ahead and play the role of backup this season. So they got the goaltender thing figured out. They got the Russian kid figured out. They haven't re-signed Suter yet.
Hopefully they won't.
I don't know. That's Randy speaking, not me. Golden Gopher Hockey split their season opening series with Michigan Tech. We watched a little bit of that game Friday night. Pretty fun to watch, as they usually are, Golden Gopher Hockey. So we got to get all geared up for the National Hockey League this week.
Yeah. Do we get our guy on this week, or is it next week?
You asked us last week. I can't remember if we had an answer for that. When are we talking to Marcus?
I thought maybe. Is it? Do you know, Derek? Is it this week?
I think it's this Thursday.
Marcus.
Okay. Well, that's the game day then.
We're going to be giving away wild tickets all weekend as well.
Thursday's game day.
Tickets all weekend. We hope to talk to Marcus on Thursday. Remember that Eddie Murphy movie with Martin Lawrence and David Alan Grier, and Eddie Murphy was like a slut, and he was going after Robin Givens. What's the name of that movie? John Witherspoon is in the movie. Boomerang. Remember the movie Boomerang?
Oh, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Very funny. And Eddie Murphy's character name was Marcus, and there was this other character in the movie that always said Marcus. He always said it that way. Whenever we talk about Marcus Foligno, I want to call him Marcus. Marcus.
He's not going to get that reference, I don't think.
No. Hey, make some time if you can to stop by the Wayzata Legion this week. Buy yourself a raffle ticket over there, and it will directly benefit the Randy Shaver Cancer Research Fund. We're calling it the Wayzata American Legion Freeze Out Cancer Meat Raffle. Raffle tickets are $10, available now at the Legion. Just go to the bar, get yourself a ticket. And the grand prize is a $600 freezer from Warner's Stellian, plus $800 Butcher's Deli gift card worth $800, I should say. We got two other drawings for $100 Butcher's Deli gift cards, and the gift cards are provided in partnership with Swanson Meats. So get your raffle tickets and then come back out Sunday, November 2nd, and we'll be watching the ball game over there, the Vikings game, and Randy's going to draw a winner.
Do you have to be present to win? I don't think you do, do you?
You do.
Oh, you
not.
do?
You do not
Okay.
have to be present to win.
Thank you. Just want to clarify.
We'll be back out there November 2nd to draw for a winner. Folks over there are very excited.
I'm excited.
Very
to come
nice
on
deal.
out.
You going to come on out, Ashley?
Yes, since I missed the roasted chicken night. Yeah, I'll be there, and
yes.
the whole Swanson Meats, husband's job
Sure.
situation. Yep.
Yeah.
We can play a little game of let's see how drunk the young mother gets.
Yay!
Do you get drunk quicker now?
Yes.
Because you've been off the stuff for a while.
Yeah, I guess I really noticed it the first time. Now it takes a few, but I haven't really let it go yet because I still have to breastfeed, and then I have to worry about pumping on time, having enough milk. When is it out of my system? Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
Boy, you sound burned out on this gimmick.
You sound burned out on this kid.
I think you can still drop them off at a fire station
That's
for like another couple weeks.
That's by far the most annoying part because, when I first had my very first drink after having him, you're supposed to wait 2 hours for every drink you have. And that was the one time he decided he was going to sleep for 5 seconds and then immediately want to eat. And it's like, okay.
Oh, 2 hours to breastfeed?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, all right, now I got to put this nookie in your mouth for 2 hours and just try to keep you from screaming.
Oh, for Christ's sake, we were all doing it all for the nookie back in the day.
Heck yeah.
So your tolerance was jack squat, but now it's right back up there again, you think?
It's starting to, yeah.
Josh, you don't drink but once every year or 6-8 months?
Every couple years.
Does it just hit you instantly? What's it like to have that kind of like 8th grade tolerance?
Yeah, I would say like by 1.5 it hits me.
Yeah. It's like, 'cause, once you make that dent, you can't, you know what I'm talking about? You can't bring it back again.
No, I'm a cheap drunk for sure.
Unless you dry up for a long, long time. It's got to be fun to have just one sip and you go, ooh, man, I feel that's something.
Your stomach burns right away.
Your liver probably has some muscle memory. It'll figure it out real quick.
Yep.
It's like an old boy that I know, an old feller that I know quit chewing tobacco for about a year. And then he couldn't hold it anymore. He had to have a Copenhagen. And he said it was better than any sex he ever had.
I bet. Oh, my gosh.
When he put that first dip back in. All right, Randy Shaver, we'll talk to you, bruh.
Sounds good.
Absolutely wonderful. We'll take a little break and be back with more here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals, of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Start your day with America in the Morning.
I'm John Trout, your host.
From breaking news.
The U.S. Supreme Court with rulings. Shifting gears, Apple has released the new iPhone. Here's the Wednesday Business Report. It's far from a seller's market.
To politics and entertainment.
Moving into scary movie season, so why not another Conjuring movie? Shifting gears, Powerball jackpot is now the third largest ever in history.
Live long and prosper.
America in the Morning.
Fresh each day.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
Oh, F me running. It's Monday. Where did we get to now? 8:31. It's 93X Rock. It's still relatively early in the morning. We dig you so very much for listening to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. No Daniel today. He's out of town skis. Filling in for the sumbitch, Derek Madden, our fearless effing leader around here.
Much appreciated. Thanks again.
How you doing, Derek?
I'm doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Holding my own back here.
You are.
It ain't easy.
How was your weekend, bruh? We didn't talk about your weekend yet.
My weekend was pretty good. I'm going on vacation this week, so it was a lot of kind of prepping to be ready for that.
What are you
You're like
doing?
the Beastie Boys. You're always on vacation. You are always going somewhere. Where are you going this time?
I'm going to Texas for a week. Yeah, going to go to Austin and then Dallas.
Is this a work-related thing or a little
no, just a vacation thing.
Nice.
Gonna meet up with my lady down there in Texas. She's always wanted to see it, so yeah.
What are all the other women doing? They're busy?
Yes.
Now, with Dana missing work today because he had to leave town and watch a stupid football game in person, Derek, you being the boss man around here, the ramrod, you got to have a story or two. It's all perfect timing. The godless internet has been talking about the dumbest reasons why someone had to up and miss work. The dumbest reasons why someone missed work. Now, also, keep in mind, Randy Shaver recently thought it would be okay to miss 3 days of work because he was looking after his grandchildren. Which still makes absolutely no sense.
He and his wife were looking after the
He and his wife were looking at. Yeah, that's right. Good point, Josh. I neglected to mention.
That's retirement math right there.
So you being a boss man, you got to have stories of derelicts calling in with weak-ass excuses to miss work.
Yeah, I get a lot of, I forgot, I didn't know I was on the schedule, that kind of thing.
Which is sort of understandable because some on-air people's schedules are different every week, right?
Yes.
So, okay,
yeah,
I can
they
sort of
float around a little bit.
I mean, forgot is one thing, but if somehow some communication was missed and they did not know they were supposed to, there's got to be worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most common one. You definitely get like the, I want to go to this concert or, that kind of thing.
I was trying to think of some around here. That was one. Certainly.
I want to, like a guy might be working nights, but he wants to go to a concert.
Yeah, and it's like, this is your actual job.
Right.
Yeah.
I can think of one that you were here for, Derek, where somebody said, unfortunately my tire ran flat, but it was 2 hours after they were supposed to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. That one was a little
I think I had
unbelievable.
blocked that one out. That's a pretty good one.
Wasn't that the start of like an insane chain of events for that person too?
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there, Ashley.
I'm sorry, Josh, I don't know this one.
Somebody's like, yeah, I can't come in right now. My tire ran flat, but they called in, and the flat tire happened 2 hours after they were supposed to be there, and there was no mention about what happened earlier. We worked with a guy who was gone for, maybe a month or close to a month because he sprained his ankle. That one was a little tough to figure out.
You know how tough it is physically to go on air.
Yeah.
This guy could not
It was a
broadcast.
sprain.
Yes. He could not broadcast live because of a sprained ankle.
I think it was at least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I've definitely had some D-dubs. That's
sure.
Caused a few, but
Sure.
at least we sort of understand that.
Yeah, that one makes sense, but that sucks having to make that call.
Oh, there's another one I thought of. And I could actually see for a second not realizing how simple the solution would be. There was somebody that called in because the power went out and they couldn't get their garage door open. So I explained, you got that rope in there. Just pull that little rope and use your muscles, and you can get your car out.
651-989-9393. Listeners are texting in with their employees or coworkers who have had just ridiculous reasons why they had to up and miss work. Here's one guy, Steel-Eyed Jesus, said his coworker called in, said he couldn't make it because he woke up in a bad mood. You're just not grown up enough to overcome that.
Roastmaster Jesus said he had a guy call in, said his truck wouldn't start, so he offered to go pick him up. The guy called back 5 minutes later and said, "Oh, shoot, I slipped on the ice. My head hurts. I can't come in."
Doesn't make any. If you don't want to come to work, just call in and say, "Look, be honest.
Take a mental health day. Those exist now.
I'm taking my mental health day."
I'd appreciate it more if somebody just said, I don't want to do it today, versus lying, especially when everyone knows you're lying.
I feel like the Gen Zs really have this down now.
I've heard stories. The young people. Oh, man. I mean, there are people from this internet conversation. People who couldn't come to work because they burned their mouth on a Hot Pocket.
That does suck.
The door swelled from the humidity and they couldn't get out of their own home.
Open a window.
And they just got the one door, huh?
That's awesome.
The door smelled from the the door swelled from the humidity. The dog is depressed. I need to stay home, stay with my dog. My dog is depressed.
Yeah, I get it.
Video game releases. All my clothes are in the wash. All my clothes are in the wash or the dryer. I like that one. Had to take their dad to get a tattoo. Sorry, I can't do my job. I have to take my dad to go get a tattoo. All right. Hot weather over the weekend made us think it was still summer. Speaking of summer, 1 in 5 of us have gone ahead and folded someone in half at a concert festival. 1 in 5 of us.
4 of us here.
Well, okay. What about us? Yeah. Are we talking? Are we talking literally at the concert venue, or does the campground count? I'm not sure where the.
I don't think the campground can count.
It doesn't count.
Oh, really? Okay,
No.
I counted all of it.
Okay.
So, well, I'm embarrassed. I told you I was a young man. I didn't know any better, and I did that in a porta potty once.
Full-on sexual intercourse in a porta potty.
Disgusted with myself.
1 in 5 of us.
Her fault.
It was her fault?
Yeah, totally her fault.
1 in 5 of us have gone ahead and folded someone at a concert festival. Okay, if we're not counting the campground, boy, I mean, I've been to a lot of shows over a lot of years. I do not think that I ever got it officially on at the concert venue. I wouldn't want anyone to see that. Derek?
Yeah, I almost feel bad because I've been to a lot of shows. I've been to a lot of festivals, but I can't think of any time that it's kind of hard to find the space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people all over the place, yeah.
You really got to be creative.
Or just so drunk that you just don't care.
Yeah, we're Sanchez level.
Friggin' Mark Sanchez. He's going to be a punchline for many years now, isn't he? According to a new survey, 1 in 5 people, that's 19%,
That's a lot of people.
who've attended a music festival in the last 5 years have gotten it smooth on. This is encouraging right here. 38% of those people said they did it with a stranger.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind
Good
of
for them.
kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Did it with a stranger.
Your eyes lock in the crowd.
Yeah. Right in the middle of that, I don't know, Candlebox performance or whatever. I don't know. And maybe there's a
Kid
joke
Rock
there.
just gets you in the mood.
Yeah, Kid Rock. Oh, it just dawned on me. Candlebox, is that a sexual reference? I don't.
Sounds like it could be.
Oh, I guess I still wouldn't understand it. But
First, it dawned on me. 53% of these people did it with a significant other.
that's where I was at.
Okay. You were dating her at the time?
Mm-hmm.
16% of these people did it with a friend. And another 16% went ahead and hooked up with an ex. You see your ex at the show. You see your ex at the show and you're thinking, let's make one more run at it.
It's never a good idea.
No?
No.
How so?
Candlebox is kind of a sexual term, by
Is
the
it?
way.
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
Really? They always seem so artsy-fartsy. I never would have thought that they would have their band name would have been a sexual reference.
I don't think it is. I think
Well,
they
you
just
just
chose
said it-
that. No, I mean I don't think that's why they named their band Candlebox. It'd be weird.
They said it's from a Midnight Oil song. That's where Candlebox.
Don't
got
get
their
me
name.
started on the works of Midnight Oil. I'll go on all day long.
Oh yeah, I was confused. Yeah, I just meant in general it can be.
This goes even further now. This conversation on getting it on at a music festival, and we had perfect weather for it over the weekend.
Oh.
Well, a little warm.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah, I know, that sounds like a
too hot for me.
nightmare.
Well, I mean,
all those people.
I was putting myself in the mode of a younger person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if I was 25 years old at a concert festival this past weekend, hot, sunny weather, yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have slowed me down at all. At my age now, of course, yeah, way too hot to fold in 85, 90 degree. I guess the concert, we probably already knew this, didn't we? The concert festival where folks are just wheelbarrowing each other around is Burning Man.
Oh yeah, especially with all those sexy little outfits everybody wears.
It's just wheelbarrows and reverse cowgirl as far as the eye can see at Burning
Not
Man.
really a concert.
That's not a concert festival?
There'll be DJs and stuff playing some music, but it's not like it's like
more of a big party.
Going to Burning Man to see this list of bands. Like
Oh.
you're going to Burning Man to wheelbarrow people in the middle of the desert.
I didn't know that.
Have you been?
I have not been. No,
I can't
but I know
believe-
many people who have.
Yeah, you are the type, in my opinion.
I used to live 2 blocks from the beach where it started.
Okay.
In San Francisco before we moved out to the desert.
You've been everywheres and seen every band and been to every friggin' concert festival, probably with the exception of Burning Man.
But I don't camp. See, so that's why Burning Man's not for me.
What do you do? Sleep standing up?
I'm
What
not
do
a
you,
camper.
you don't camp. Well, where
I
do you
like
go?
to sleep inside.
You drive
with
away
air
from the
conditioning.
venue to
Yeah.
a hotel?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can't see you sleeping in a tent.
Yeah, I need indoor plumbing.
What is the most lawless scene you've ever been a part of as far as a concert festival where there was naked people and just madness?
I mean, a lot of New Year's raves in San Francisco, I would say we're kind of in that range of madness. I got propositioned for a foursome of strangers once. That was.
Did you go through with it? Because Nick did.
I politely declined.
My first question would be, how do you say no to that?
Well, the gender balance wasn't quite where I wanted.
Sure, that's how you say no.
Yeah.
I never cared about that.
We've mentioned this before on the air too, Derek. I don't know if you've heard it, but going back to the topic of somebody calling in sick, this is great. This maybe was early on in Facebook. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going.
We had a salesperson here, did not last very long. I'm going to guess less than a month, who called into the general sales manager, said, I can't come in, really sick. And, of course, the general sales manager's like, oh, it's too bad. Obviously, take your time, come back when you feel better. And that same day, she posted photos of herself at the Twins game talking about how much fun she was having, not realizing they were Facebook friends. That was her last day.
Friggin' ridiculous. Calls in sick. 2 hours later, she's at the matinee Twins game against the Brewers, slugging down tall ones. And
all their Twins gear, hammers.
Yeah, smiley pictures. We're having a great time at the Twins game. For Christ's sake, your boss is one of your friends on Facebook.
Documenting it all.
One more note on this pinning someone at the music festival, whether it be a stranger or your significant other or a friend or your ex, the most popular position. Anybody want to guess?
Standing up.
Well, specifically, which,
I was going to say dog.
Yeah.
It's doggy style.
I couldn't think of the word for it.
Yeah, you know.
That's because you're a married mom in this.
Yeah. I only do missionary.
And not for pleasure.
It's a strange game of Family Feud we're playing right now.
Yeah. The outdoor concert festival season is over. Or am I missing something that's coming up?
I'm going to one on Saturday, so I'm hoping not.
Well, in this area. So in
this area,
you're going to a show
done.
in Texas.
In Texas.
What is it? Is
the
it something
Austin
you've heard?
City Limits Festival.
Oh, sure, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for
Who's
you.
the highlight for you? Who are you looking forward to the most?
God, that's a good question. I haven't seen the Strokes in a long time. They're going to be playing this weekend.
Word.
There's I want to see this. There's a band we're playing. This dude Bill Murray, who I've been trying to see all weekend. So I'm gonna go see that. Not that Bill Murray.
That's got to be on purpose, though.
Yeah, it's on purpose. It's spelled a little different, but it's on purpose.
What the hell? Just directly name your band after a world.
Apparently, they asked his permission.
They did.
It, yeah.
That's crazy. I'll be wrapping her up here, everybody. We need to thank Derek again for filling in for Dana. Quite poorly, Josh said.
That is not what I said.
It happens.
It would be accurate.
Once in a while, you read a sponsor, but your microphone isn't on. It happens. Yeah. Before we go, we were talking about really lame reasons why people have upped and missed work, and we got a lot of text messages on this. Really weak reasons why people have missed work. Dana, in particular, missed today because he had to go to Buffalo, New York, and watch a football game. He could have just watched it on television, but he had to go all the way to Buffalo to watch the unlikely metalhead Jesus says an employee once called in because she misplaced her dentures. Got no choppers.
I guess I could understand that.
That'd be it'd be embarrassing, I'd imagine, to show up at work without your dentures in.
One of our listeners called in sick because his cat died, but then his boss spotted him fishing that day, right? And called him out on it. And the dude had to tell his boss, look, my cat would have wanted it this way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's honoring the cat. And the cat was the bait.
One of our listeners...
No.
Possibly. One of our listeners called in sick to play some town baseball. Josh, off air, Josh was doing the Charlie Sheen thing, winning, right?
Yeah,
did you watch the documentary? Is that why you're doing it?
No, not yet.
Guy called in sick to play some town baseball, okay? And then he got the game-winning hit against his boss's kid. That's winning right there.
This person said they had a manager's boyfriend call to say she couldn't come in. So she had her boyfriend call on her behalf. Maybe her throat was all sore.
Oh, my God. That's so dramatic.
And apparently they said they were in the ER running tests, so she couldn't make it, right?
Yeah.
Then she posted on Facebook that she was at an MMA fight in Chicago. How do you not correlate that that's a bad idea?
No. I've actually had to have my mom call work before when I was in the hospital.
So it wasn't, you weren't making.
It was legit.
But it's legit.
You weren't at an MMA fight.
Yeah, she's dying over here.
More athletic-related absences from work. This is embarrassing. This guy worked construction. He admits that it was lame, but there was nothing he could do about it. And everyone at his workplace also thought it was lame. Played softball, wore shorts out on the field, and tore his legs up so bad playing softball he couldn't put pants on the next day. Just raspberried all the way down. He couldn't put on a pair of friggin' pants. Had to call in sick. At a construction job, they'll kick your ass for that. They'll kick your ass. Josh, you could maybe comment on this. One of our listeners, a lady, called in to work said she was going to be late because she was ovulating and had to bang one out real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you only have a tiny window there to get that going.
You're on a schedule.
Yeah.
And when that window presents itself,
You got to hit that.
You got to hit it. So she was late for work because she was ovulating and had to allow her husband to maul her before she came to work. This isn't work, but one of my favorite stories is a pal of mine who was almost late for an Iron Maiden concert. Everyone in this room, including Ashley, I think, has seen Iron Maiden in concert. You do not show up late for Iron Maiden because they are that great. And usually the intro and the first song of their set list is lights out. But one of my friends was almost late for an Iron Maiden concert because his girlfriend demanded he provide her oral sex before he left the house. He comes running into the venue at the very last second as the lights are going down, and the rest of us looked at him like, are you nuts? You almost missed Iron Maiden. What happened? Yeah, I had to go down on my girlfriend before I left. We had a big fight about it.
How can you even be in the mood if you have to fight for it?
Yeah, no kidding.
If you Google Bruce Dickinson and cancer, I think you'll find out that he would approve.
Is that how he got it?
That's how he claims to have gotten
like Michael Douglas, right?
Yeah.
Is he just bragging because of
I
his
think
wife?
so, yeah.
Coworker called in, said his dog got out the house, and he was driving around town trying to find him. They found out later that day that he did not have a dog. One guy called
anymore.
Yeah, dog got away.
Yeah. One guy called in and couldn't come to work because Mike Jackson died.
You know what? After Prince died, I thought my wife was going to take some time off of work. She was so distraught.
I mean, if you're a big fan, I can sort of understand that, you know. By the way, someone told me that today's the 5th. You don't call it an anniversary. It's 5 years ago today that Ed Van Halen died?
Yeah, today was the day.
Oh, my gosh, wow, it's been that long already?
What the hell? Sunburn has kept some people out of work, and then others. One guy couldn't find his car the next day. Or the day he had to go to work, he couldn't find his car. I would imagine that's a heavy drinker.
It would
right
suck
there.
to go to work with sunburn, though. Because, you know, especially if you work like at a backslapping factory. But, you know, the first thing everyone's going to do is start hitting you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a few people who have been unable to find their car the next day after serious drinking.
Oh.
But those were, you know, they had the next day off. I haven't heard someone who couldn't find their car on a work day. It sounds like quite an adventure. All right, we got to wrap her up for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:40. Thanks again, Derek. We're expecting Dana back tomorrow, so thanks, brother.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hearing all of his got thrown through a table stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he falls through. He doesn't really jump. If he brings that up, he doesn't really jump. He falls.
Okay.
Shout out to all the farmers for a safe and successful season from Hung Like a Field Mouse cheeses. Happy anniversary to the gorgeous Jill Doe cheeses from your husband, Italian firefighter Jesus.
Why did he call it an anniversary?
I don't know. Maybe a little thing between the two of them. I'm not sure.
Sure.
Happy 13th anniversary to Married to I'd Eat Ashley's Skin Tags Jesus from I'd Eat Ashley's Skin Tags Jesus. Happy birthday to Chris from your girlfriend, Bisexual Gamer Jesus. Again, once again, that is. Thank you so much, Derek, for helping us out today. Thank you for listening, and please join us again tomorrow.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
You podcast listeners are smart. We say that all the time around here. Much more intelligent than your average listeners. That's why I know if you haven't already scheduled your furnace tune-up with my friends at Standard Heating and Air, you're going to do so soon. Appointments are booking up fast, so get something scheduled with Standard today. You can save $30 on a tune-up if you act fast. Keep a little walking around money in your pocket. Enjoy the show, pals, of the podcast, and schedule that tune-up today at standardheating.com.